How come when it's 11:02? Oh yeah, Joe wants to be funny guy all the time. These guys owe us minutes. Check your watch now, Joe. You're going to be owing us some minutes right now. Here goes the TQQ. This is why you don't mess around, man. No. Because Joe don't know that I can go on for the whole day. Yeah. And then Joe's going to owe me 8 hours. So, but here we go. It's a nice upside move. We playing around, man. Everyone's tired of me. We're going to get to the midday show in just a couple minutes. But there goes the QQQs as money go boom right now in the account. So far, so good on that one. And then GameStop, let's go on GameStop. Maybe we get a nice little upside move here as we just got a good fill, man. We just got 12s. They're on GME, so we get 5s, 12s, and now we go upside. Next up for me, VWAP. Or maybe 23.30. Let's see if we can get that on GameStop. I'm actually at 17s for now. I don't know why I'm there, but we'll stay there. And then we'll go to 30s. Let's go GameStop, see if you get some action underneath you. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, thank you.
We love having Obi on the show. I hope those likes are huge. There goes GameStop. Let's go make some money today, guys. It's the big show with the midday. It's Joe. It's Sharif. It's Adara. Me and this guy back at 2 p.m. We'll chat then.
Boom! Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the midday show. That's your boy Joey Options, and I'm Sharif. Welcome to this awesome Thursday, baby, because we got yet another IPO ready to go, baby, and we all saw what the big boys did last time. On that one, they took that market on open order, so we're going to be looking to do the same thing. Shout out to the big boys. All right, who's in the chat? We got all class Adam Dang Deluge. Shout out to my man Adam from across the pond. Pitchbull, Gorev, James Dell. We got D-Loaf, Cristobal. Unleash the midday show, he says. We got Benton C. Come on, you gunners. We got Aman, the Tranquil channel. My man, you are on the wrong channel if you're looking for Tranquil. Certainly not. We got Ahmed. We got Blue Arrow, Hard R, Nick. We got Ashraf. We got Shane D, Dinkelberg, Blue Arrow. Why not? Common Sense and Andrew Chow. Shout out to Mr. Thumbs Up. My thumbs are deformed, by the way. Have you ever noticed that?
Are you legit trying to throw it? Is that you throwing it straight there? Oh, you're lying.
No, seriously.
Wow.
We got PAX, Joseph, as well as exclusive events. Dexter Did It, Desi Junction, exclusive events. We got Big Finesse and Kevin Vasquez. Shout out to Chris Pond and Jose Perez. Repo, Dennis, and May Reyes. Shout out to Dorothy. All right, Dorothy. Cucumber Row, we got Ranjan, Gray Worm, and Po Wa Chan. Big Worm. I mean, Big Perm. Who remembers that from Friday, baby? We got Low Fly Soul. That was a good one, Katina, man. I like that. Brad Adams, John Knox, and one more, baby. We got Omar B. DL. Good morning, Joseph.
Good morning, brother. Yeah, Grey Worm. I think that might be a Game of Thrones reference there. Curious to know that one there, guys. But happy Thursday. I hope everyone's having a fantastic session so far this morning. Some really, really strong names, guys. And that was being led with Oracle, I think, this morning. Definitely one of the harder plays, and that's what we were trading. Unfortunately, obviously didn't capitalize on it. Hindsight 2020, I didn't capitalize as much as I possibly could, but sometimes you can't complain. You guys know how my session went yesterday, so it was just come in, focus, stick to the strong names, and if I was going to be wrong today, then that's fine. Oracle had a fantastic report. We liked that, and I was just looking for the continuation in strength. It's funny, it's what you were telling me on Danielle Shea. So when I see something exceed its expected move, Sharif, I do like to try to find that continuation within the strength. And then you mentioned that Danielle Shea said the exact same thing. She's like, look for that move to continue higher. If it does exceed that implied move. And then sure enough, that was displayed perfectly here in Oracle this morning, guys. So a really good look. As soon as we cracked 195, I'm like, oh, okay, it's time for me to look at the chain and see what we got going on with Oracle, because I was like, 200 might be that next level, but never mind Oracle right now. We're in some Tesla, guys, and I'm starting small, right? I'm just gonna start relatively small here because of the session that I had with Oracle. But I was talking with Sharif, I'm like, man, this looks like it's gonna bull flag. So here we go. We're sitting in this Tesla, guys. Started small. Once the thesis started to work out, I had the ability to widen my risk just due to the share size. And I'm like, all right, there's going to be a liquidity grab. I'm going to play this bull flag here and see if we can break that high of the day. I was worried about it at the first because you've seen how the Nasdaq was trading. and Tesla was lagging. But now it's starting to pick up. We're seeing the volume start to come in on the lower time frames. That's a positive sign. Let's go Tesla and Oracle.
All right, man. Here is what we're looking at. I'm already involved in RCAT, so we're going to keep an eye out on that one. We're involved at 29s. It's showing me 28s. I've got a planned dollar cost average at the volume weighted average price because I'm kind of getting it in the middle of the range. I perceive RCAT to be doing a bull flag or forming a bull flag. I like the look of this one's jib. It's got higher lows. It's been respecting the volume weighted average price. Alas, it is finding a top at that 40 penny area. I don't want to say it's a flat top break candidate. I need to see a bit more, but RCAT we're involved in right now. SGMT just put a big boy topping tail into 753 and down it goes again. Still above the 10 EMA, still above VWAP, setting up with an upward channel. I perceive this one to be one of those ones we've talked about in the past. It makes an intraday high, it drops back down a substantial amount, but it continues onward. Case in point, this over here, day high into 745, drops all the way down to 705. Another case in point, here it is, 767 high, drops all the way down to 708. We just put in a new high a day, 773. We're already topping tailish. Inverse hammer candle down into 751. SGMT is a good one, but be on the lookout for where you are in the price action. Because basically what I'm just telling you is new all-time highs, or not all-time highs, intraday highs typically leads to a bit of a retracement on SGMT. I'm also keeping an eye on USAR, another one with a higher low, higher high pattern. It's holding now above the 10, but we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower high candle setup. But that's the bad side of the equation. The good side is we're still holding above the 10 EMA. I like this at around 1370 to 1360 for maybe a deeper retracement closer to the volume weighted average price. That's my thinking currently on USAR. PLRZ, I was interested in this one, but it is losing the volume weighted average price. I'd like to see what it does at that $1.05 to $1.10 area. Look at all these topping tails here from 730 on to 8. Those aren't institutional prints at 8. That's a 730 top. That's a legitimate print. And then we got that again at 1005 and 1020. So to me, this is an absolute buy between 105 to 110, so much so that we're going to go ahead and look at it on a trading screen over here, PLRZ on the NQ. Yes, it is. So we're going to do it freaking live. We're going to go live. We're going to do it right now. We're going to punch. We're punching right here. I'm going to look to defend into 105, okay? That's my move. I'm going to put another DCA for lesser amount at 106, and then we're going to give this one to $1. If it loses $1, it's all over, okay? So let's go ahead and throw that in there right now. So that'll be, yep, okay, so that'll be that many. Good, good, good. Let's see what we get there. Now, in case this one does pop up, we want to take some prints, Joseph, right? Well, you know what I mean? We can't just be holding this one to oblivion. So we're going to set up at 16s over here, so we'll see what we get and we won't get upset. So that's my look right now on USAR and RCAT. Keep going over here, sorry, Joseph. LIMN, this is very strong. It's a multiple halter. Let's flip to the 1 so we can get a better look at how many times this one's halted. Nah, it's only a couple of times over here. Couple of times? Nah, it's only once. This one was no price action. So the volume started coming in on LIMN very much near the beginning of the show. I'm seeing the biggest volume candle manifest at 1047. So this is a newer trade. It really wasn't doing anything in the pre-market, but it looks like it's given up the ghost. 2175 high. Now it's down into 1875, 18 2/3. Let's see if it holds up VWAP. I don't want to be punching in on a spready, a more expensive name when it's been putting in 4 lower highs like that, all topping tailish. That does not interest me. So that's what I'm involved in right now. We're involved in RCAT and we're involved in PLRZ. Let's see what comes of this.
Thank you. Yeah, guys, obviously I don't mind you calling me Joey Jabs. It doesn't bother me, but I don't see the highlights. So if you message me something, then it doesn't highlight it in the chat and I can't see it. It obviously doesn't bother me. Oh, sorry, but we're going to go to Adara.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I'm not plugged in.
Keep an eye here on the market. Just letting you guys know, Donald Trump's bill signing ceremony has not yet begun. Every stream I'm seeing is just waiting. I have a couple different streams open. Scott Bessent's still testifying here for another committee that is the U.S. Treasury Secretary. So we're going to have to wait and see here with Nasdaq. Nice continued push to the upside. Let's see what this bill signing ceremony has to bring for the markets. I'll let you guys know once that's live. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Adair. All right, let's talk about NVDA. A lot of people want to go over this here, and look where we're struggling at, right? We've been going over this all week. We've gone over it multiple times before. Why aren't we cracking? Why can't we break this 145 level? I'm not saying that it is impossible. Just look at the amount of supply through 145, 146, and then you head all the way up through 150. That's a lot of supply that needs to be absorbed, all right? So I'm not saying that it can happen, but it's struggling. The market is strong today. The liquidity is there. Now we just need the demand to just really absorb all of this supply, this amount of supply. It's going to be tough, right? It's quite a bit, but it's looking pretty good. Just let the underlying breathe. I'm not saying it won't crack it today, but we need to pull back. We need to see some healthy price action, and that's what I refer to. We want to see the nice, clean, healthy ebbs and flows of the market. We want to go up, down, and construct new highs on that way. So be patient if you are long NVDA. I wasn't looking at it today. I had two names on my list, and I was just going to stick with them. We'll pull them up here real quick and just go over what my trade plans were this morning. You guys all know how my day went yesterday. So there we go. That's the month of June right here. You can see green, 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 2 red days in the month so far. That's not too bad. We can't complain. And all right, so these were literally it's not complex. It's not rocket science, as Ricky would say, rocket appliances. It is not difficult, right? I just put the most simplistic stuff. The amount of shares, why am I trading this, earnings, etc., level of catalyst. So yeah, exactly. This is what we want to do. So that was the game plan here on Oracle, and that's one of the trades that I put on. But let's go Tesla as it continues to climb. This is going to be where I'm going to start to take some profit out, right at that $13 level. We need to break that. That's going to be right at 229, just below 230 here on TSLA. Let's pull up Tesla's options chain to see what we got going on. Has that level at 230 started to increase? Slightly. Yesterday, I believe we were sitting around 15,000 open contracts. Now we're sitting around 26,900, okay? That's not an insane amount, right? I mean, Tesla is a $330 stock, but that can be absorbed and we can continue to climb higher. Look for any forms of reactions at 330, and now you're seeing that displayed here on NVDA as well, too. We're pulling back. That defense is starting to step in, but the volume is also starting to decline. That could be a positive signal that, hey, if another program decides that they want to lift it higher, then we're going to absorb that liquidity and then move north of 145. Right now, we're pulling back. Be patient and look to buy some potential dips. Let's go. Let's go, Tesla. Yeah, there we go. And Sharif, nice. I was talking with Sharif. I'm like, yeah, I think this is a bull flag here. You just got to be patient on that one. So I added a little bit to that position. We'll take 10% off right there as we're heading towards that high. I want to be cautious on this one, but bang, another one. Oracle, Tesla, only 2 names I've traded today.
All right, man, that's a good look there. All right, let's talk about some good stuff and some bad stuff right now. The bad stuff first, as I always want to start with the bad. PLRZ. We just got filled at the 105, so this is make or break time. It either holds that dollar or we're gone Zeno, okay? The reason I'm getting in here, I perceive there to be possible areas of previous resistance between 110 to 105. We just got filled at 104. Here it comes, so it might drop below that dollar area, so I'm keeping my eye on this one. I've given it a wider spread to defend that dollar in case the liquidity becomes an issue. We're doing really well, though, on USAR. This one's a bit more expensive, about 14 bucks or so. We're taking prints. We're at long at 14. It's showing me the $0.25 right now. I've taken a bunch of prints. My next print is at 30, and then above that, it's going to be even higher at about 35 or 39, excuse me, or so. All right, so that's the good side of the equation. The other one that's sort of indifferent right now is RCAT. Still holding above the volume weighted average price. I didn't get my dollar cost average to defend the volume weighted average price, so we're technically 5 pennies out of the money right now, showing me 24s. I've got 29s on, so we're going to keep an eye out on this one. So in 3 positions at the moment. Let's see how they end up doing. Let's flip back over here quickly to my friend PLRZ. Now we're break even on PLRZ as it comes back in to that 108 area. Can we move again into the volume weighted average price? I'm looking for a bunch of prints ahead of VWAP. I've set several profit takers makers in anticipation of a possible VWAP rejection from the south side. So VWAP on my chart right now showing 116, so we'll see what we get there. I also want to mention this one, SGMT. I still haven't taken any trades on it, but trust me, bro, I've been looking at this one, up 25% here. It's not too bad of a spread. That's been a complaint of mine lately with some of these small cap gappers, about a 3 or 4, maybe 5 penny spread right now on SGMT. This one is at highs. 774 again, that is the high of the day. That's what's showing up right now on the level 2. It looks like it's going to take it out. I'm going to keep an eye out on this one. This one has been quite respectful. SGMT, that is, of the 10 exponential moving average on the 5, with one exception to that rule there, or that statement, which was this candle right here that manifested at 1145. It did breach the 10, held VWAP, and that was actually a money fill because you saw what it did subsequent to that. And you know what this candle means. Like, this candle here means umpteen amount of bullishness. You never should look at one candle in isolation from the rest of the price action, but if I had to say so myself, this is fantastic. An area in between two moving averages, which we've been talking about as a good area for possible money fills. So SGMT on that good stuff right now. We'll see how it ends up doing. Adara LePage.
Party's already starting here. This bill signing ceremony. Trump's not there, but you see a lot of reporters, some people hanging out, beautiful piano music playing in the background. So this event could start soon, or at least Trump could appear soon. So we're noting as well, MRK on watch. Apparently, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is, of course, the leader of that Health and Human Services, he named a new vaccine advisor. Now, apparently, this new vaccine advisor, as reported by Reuters, apparently was an expert witness in litigation against Merck. So keep an eye on Merck. Reportedly, again, according to Reuters, this new vaccine advisor is apparently an expert witness in litigation against the company. Dropping right now here, MRK, back to you.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I did not.
No one's having any gastrointestinal issues up on this desk. Your boy Joey Options over here, you know, his seat makes some noises. We can blame his seat. Let's just blame the seat, Joseph. The seat's responsible.
I was stretching. I would tell you guys 100%. I'm not ashamed.
You would tell us? Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, flatulence.
You know what that is?
What's that? A flat bottom break.
You are fake news. You are fake news. You are fake news. You are fake news.
You are fake news?
You are fake news, my man.
All right, that's crazy.
You know I gotta use these now. Shout out to Assassino and the Chilean Nightmare, man. I have a whole bunch of Donalds that we're gonna be using them today.
Yeah, we'll talk about this Tesla, guys. And we were just talking about the options chain. We did have a little bit of a supply zone at 330, and we couldn't get quite there. So unfortunately, I only did take 10% off of that position and got stopped at the 90%. Joey. Yeah, you guys are killing me.
That's a good one,
Joey Gas. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, guys, that's what we got going on here. Yeah, 10% off in Tesla. We got stopped out the remaining 90, and that was it. So yeah, exactly. Flat bottom break. That's what everyone.
That's what I've heard.
A flat bottom break.
I just heard a flat bottom break. You get it?
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. I said it before. I'm like flat bottom break, but no, that's not the case. So puts on Joe. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll hide that, Daniel B. We're gonna head over to Adara, but then we're gonna talk a little bit more about Tesla and what else we got going on here.
Get it, Joey.
This is actually this is about AppLovin. So AppLovin has gotten like all the short reports as of late, usually about how they run their business, but this is a new one that I've never seen before. Culper Research calling out the fact that apparently the company has allegedly undisclosed Chinese ownership and potential ties here to CCP-linked individuals. That has to do with, apparently they're alleging that this Chinese national named Hao Tang has held a significant stake in AppLovin through offshore entities, even though the CEO actually claimed that Chinese investors are no longer involved in the company. So this is really interesting. We're gonna have to wait for a response here, but APP, in case you thought there could not be more short reports about this company, you thought wrong. Back to you.
China.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adara. I mean, They shouldn't have, but they did, and now I got them. And I've got more that I haven't used too. So yeah, look out for some other ones. What happened?
A proper dang paradox. Joe is definitely gas powered.
Oh,
Guys, I would tell you. I would honestly tell you.
Look at what Mariette said. He's warming up the boosters on Tesla. Oh, you're about to take off there.
It's a roasting your boy out here, man. That's crazy. Yeah, no, it's all fun and games, guys.
We're having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind. You can poke a little fun at me.
Nah, Joey's good like that.
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. So we'll crack on about that. I'm sure that's not going to be the end of it either. But I guess a man can't stretch around here without getting made fun of. Anyways, guys, if there's any specific names that you want to go over here, we can do so. We'll take a look at some options chains throughout the session. Again, you've seen how I was trading yesterday. Not my best, but then I just came in today and we executed a little bit better. We get that move on Oracle. That was a really nice trade. And then we got a little bit of a bull flag break on Tesla, but unfortunately we couldn't get the continuation within the trend and then the break of today's highs. So we'll be patient. We'll wait for other opportunities. If the market is going to be strong, I do like that the Nasdaq is pulling back here towards the volume weighted average price around this time. And then what we got to do here is just kind of look for any forms of indecision at or a little bit south of VWAP. But if the indicator snaps, so I like to use that elastic effect analogy here with VWAP, if it decides that the momentum, which is picking up right now as I'm speaking about it, and we break through VWAP and we don't want to hold, then maybe we won't get the continuation in strength today. And then 145 on Tesla coming fully, on NVDA coming fully into play here, guys. I referred to those supply areas. We talked about it. Multiple people have asked in the chat as well too. So there you go. We're struggling. So now we have to wait until Monday to see if that area and that concentration of open contracts is lifted to higher strike prices. And I think that's going to give us a little bit more breathing room and some potential blue sky territory once we break 153 on NVDA, which would be around the all-time high. We're back to Adara.
Just be aware here, Nasdaq dropping a bit. There's a lot of geopolitical stuff happening right now. So basically, we had some reports from ABC saying that Israel is considering military action against Iran in the coming days. Now, apparently, Italian foreign minister here is saying that they don't actually have any sign that this is going to be a thing. So lots of back and forth here about whether there will or will not be an attack on Iran. Again, only notable here as we get this drop in the market. Trump is still not on stage. Everyone's still getting ready, but they're starting to sit down, which maybe indicates that soon we will get an appearance of the 47th president. Back to you.
All right, 47.
All right, 47.
And 45, right?
And 45.
Yeah, there. Okay. There he is. That's Trump 1.0, though, bro.
Ooh.
That's Trump 1.0. Okay. We need this one.
Yeah, we need this
one. And remember with the sword? Remember he was taking it like, bro, just cut the cake already. You're going to poke somebody's eye out.
It was honestly like...
It was huge.
It was huge, and he's just like waving it around.
Understand what was happening.
Joe, can you explain why the open interest on NVIDIA is keeping it from breaking out? Yeah, absolutely. So the way you have to look at it is, so when we have a high concentration, I'll go over it just briefly here one more time. So you got to think of it, that's someone who has all a bunch of participants own those contracts, but then you have to see that there is a short side to that. And on the short sides of these contracts, you want those contracts to close out of the money. So what happens when you run into those specific areas, all the opposite sides of those long contracts are pushing the stock down by selling shares continuously at that specific level. So that's why it has the inability to break. So it's just defense from the hedges that are continuously pushing price down and won't allow it to exceed through those supply zones. Adara.
President Trump just walked into the building. They're playing music. He's stepping up to the podium. I want to remind you guys again, this is not an executive order signing. He's going to do that at 3:30 p.m. today. This is a bill signing ceremony. We'll have to wait and see what that entails. Right now, it entails some downside for this market. He just started talking. I'm going to listen up, and I'll let you guys know if he says anything notable. Back to you.
And he is just after Gavin Newsom, one after the other. He's signing a resolution limiting California's gas power car ban. He's just sticking it to Newsom. He doesn't like him. No. And the funny thing is, I think they get along IRL. But as politicians, there's no love lost.
So he's just like, hey, man, we're going to continue with the ice out here.
Whatever, bro. Do whatever
engines,
you want.
Not the other ice. The other ice. The internal combustion engines.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Like, yeah, for sure.
It's interesting how you can get along. Even Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy Vivek took to X and he's like, yeah, I really like Gavin as a human being, as an individual. I think he's a hell of a guy, but what a politician.
Yeah,
I'm not making a pronouncement either way. I'm just saying what was said. So Newsom didn't. All right, bro. I'm not getting involved there, but yeah, I see you trading for today, for tomorrow. You're not wrong, my man. You're definitely not wrong there, but I'm not saying that out loud. All right. Okay, so let's talk about some of these trades because I just got stopped out of a position on my friend SGMT, and more disappointed I could not be. Because I felt that this one was good here over here. It's a little spready, 6 pennies at the moment. It did wick below my stop, hence why I got stopped out. It's right back above it. I like SGMT. It's got a good looking uptrend. It was a little extended at $0.75. Let's go ahead and get back in and give it to current bar low. That's exactly what I'm going to do right now. We're sending you back to Adara.
Guys, for the interruption here. So again, just to clarify, this is apparently Donald Trump terminating California's EV mandate. Tesla's dropping, Rivian's dropping here. Keep an eye maybe in some of these gas vehicles. Again, just to recap here, this bill on auto regulation seems like it mostly has to do with terminating California's EV mandate. Watch Tesla, watch Rivian. GM and some of these actually names that aren't known for EVs are dropping a bit here as well. If I hear anything else, I will let you guys know. He is speaking. Unclear at this point if he's going to be taking questions, but if he does take questions, of course, I'll let you know. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Adara. I mean, look at NVDA here, guys. I mean, that high is literally 145. So yeah, it's really important. I hope you guys can add that. I wish I had this added to my bag significantly earlier in my trading career. But I'm happy to have just kind of established that style of trading. So yeah, hopefully you guys are starting to implement that as well too. Because again, time over time, we can go through countless midday shows between Sharif and I where we're like, oh, whoa, what are the chances of this stock stopping at this specific strike price on the options chain, and you see those high levels. So yeah, it's really good stuff, and it gives you another in-depth look. And I refer to kind of almost like Bookmap, right? Except for Bookmap's significantly more expensive, and you can just literally pull up an options chain and kind of use it in the same aspect. So can we talk about Tesla and some key levels to watch heading in tomorrow and to next week? Sure, truly. Thank you for that.
So polite, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I like
well, heading into tomorrow. Can we talk? I didn't see a please in there or anything, so I mean, we can definitely.
I don't know.
We can most definitely do that. Let's go here. Let's pull up Tesla from a daily standpoint. So again, that 330 supply zone coming into play. You can see we have multiple touches here on the daily, but let's really zoom out. I think looking at this thing from a daily perspective, and I was just talking to myself, is this going to be enough of a liquidity grab in order for us to punch through that 370 level? I mean, if we're gonna go on that path, then this might be the move. If we just draw a basic trend line, we're still intact here, guys. I mean, it's holding there. Just look to get out if it does crack there, and then I think you'll be able to find a better entry point from that standpoint. But other than that, this might be a good absorption right here. And then if it is going to go on that path, on the war path, we'll call it here through to 370, then I think we're looking pretty good. And I think this is a pretty good momentum and a good start to where we might be heading, Sharif.
All right, Joseph. I got stopped out of SGMT, but I got right back in, and I'm quite pleased with getting back in because we're taking a bunch of prints to the high side. I basically got back in a couple of pennies where I was kicked out. We currently have closed with the last 5-minute candle, a candle of indecision. What I'm looking for is a break above 763. That'll be the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. Let's see if we can get back into 7 3/4. Adara, what did he say now?
He's saying that he really wants lower interest rates. We know he said it. We know J.D. Vance has said it. He's actually called it monetary unfairness. I'm not using the exact words, but we know they have issues with this. I want to talk about GameStop right now, though, Sharif, because actually CEO Ryan Cohen saying the company is now focused on trading cards. So lots of business pivots for GameStop was just, in case you guys missed it, just began using this Bitcoin treasury strategy. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with GME. This one pushing even lower, currently trying to bounce right now off day's lows for GameStop. Again, Donald Trump saying that he wants to get lower interest rates, and he also said he does not like that oil prices have gone up. Keep an eye on Oklo as well, potentially. Trump just spent a long time here praising Chris Wright, who is currently the Department of Energy Secretary, but also was actually on the board of Oklo and had to step down to accept this position. OKLO not really moving, but Trump very positive here about Chris Wright. And now Donald Trump saying, quote, all Powell has to do is lower it with regards to rates. Back to you.
We reported on that. To go back to your point there about GameStop and the collectibles. Remember, that's what we were talking about yesterday.
Talking about and even a while ago. But yesterday
the only segment that actually grew revenue year over year. Everything else dropped. Now they shore up costs. They were able to bring down costs. That's why they turned a profit when they when they had a loss last year. But that's not a glowing endorsement. If you're not growing that top line, you're dying. You can shore up costs, but you are not growing your revenue.
No, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't want to get into all this GameStop. Like, I don't want to get dragged into, even though it's our job, for me personally, it's like there's so many other names to trade, and like the gamification of GameStop, it's just like, okay, see you later. I'm not here to mess around and hope that GameStop goes to whatever price it traded at during the pandemic or whatever, during that short squeeze. Like, by all means, you guys can all be trading that. But for me, you will very rarely see, I won't say never say never, but that's definitely not a name regardless of the catalyst. It could be squeezing, and I personally would have no issues with not paying any attention to it. So that's just me being honest with you guys. But
what did you say, Ram? What did he say?
Who? Wait.
Apparently Trump's going after Powell. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, who isn't he going after? You know what I mean? That's just what he does. He's like, I think if you're in his line of sight or just cross his mind, he's going to be like, he's going to say something to you.
Get it, Donald.
You know what I mean?
What else we got here? That's very rude, Joseph.
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude.
China. But here we go, guys. You can see we got that hammer candle right there, and that's a big-time signal. We may crack the lows, but I'm going to be keeping an eye out on this for the continuation and strength. And even if we do, if we don't construct a new high a day, then I'll just look for that move back towards us forming a lower high. So that might be a solid play right there. Look for this candle to hold. If it breaches, then and we head south of VWAP, then look for some more indecision around these specific areas, and then maybe you'll get a little bit of a bounce. So that is my game plan here on the Qs. If it decides to rip without me right now, that's totally fine. I mean, the risk profile is relatively tight if you're going to trade the TQs. Let's pull it up there instead of having to kind of scale our trade and our thought process. So there it is. If it cracks this low, then just hop out of Dodge. You can definitely find another entry here. And if the market's going to be strong today, then we will get that continuation in this trend.
Why are you laughing, Ramin? What is he saying now? Unlike Biden, I stay awake at night. What else did he say? I stay awake at night thinking about how to make this country better. We got everybody reporting right now. We got Adara reporting. We got Ram reporting. We've got all the eyes and ears. Whatever you guys need, we're throwing it back.
Lots happening. Trump just said he might have to force something with regards to rates. He also said that apparently he told Powell to raise rates if there's inflation in 1 year. So basically, it sounds like he wants Powell to lower them now, and then if they have issues later, he can always raise them again, is I think the vibe I'm getting from what's happening here. Either way, he's spoken quite extensively about Powell for the last, I would say, at least 2-3 minutes here. Not a fan, and said all it takes is one numbskull to lower rates. Back to you.
Thank you.
There you go. I mean, there you go. This guy, man, I don't know. He's going down in the books.
Oh.
Is
that a question?
He's definitely one of the most entertaining individuals on the planet. I know you guys like to call him man-child, everything, but he's entertaining. He's definitely, and like, we don't want to make too much light of this, right? Because we understand that it's a lot of your guys' president, but we had a little bit of a show ourselves for the past 10 years too. Sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was.
We won't get into that. But we're not strangers.
I want to be very clear about something right now. I didn't vote for Mark Carney, but I think he's a hell of a prime minister so far. Absolutely. I don't want to hear about any of that garbage. All I hear about every time I turn on the TV and see this guy talking is what we're going to build, the economy, about how he's going to extract more critical minerals from the Ring of Fire, how he's going to get that pipeline built, how he's looking at hydroelectric projects in Quebec, how they're looking at the Atlantic for offshore drilling. All I hear from this guy is how he's going to make Canada better. I'm really happy.
And I think you would know more than me, but I'm pretty sure he's working on so we can export more natural gas to the countries that we're looking at. Yeah, exactly. So we know why not all of you guys would know, but we rejected Germany. Germany is like, hey, we want your nat gas, and unfortunately they were like, no. But I think things are going to start to change in that realm there, guys. But yeah, really good look here in the market. That indecision print is holding up here on the TQs. Wait for one more pullback. If it cracks and holds the high, maybe we get that continuation a little earlier than what we were expecting. And also indecisions at VWAP on NVDA as well too, guys.
All right, guys, very happy with how we're doing today. All right, guys, new position. It's taking out a bunch of prints right now. AXTI, strong name, about 32.33% at the moment. We're long at 60s, wet the beak all the way up to 65s, layering the orders. I see good strength on this one. Let's see if it continues up and it takes out that 2 2/3 flat top that we have currently with a 265 high. Also keeping my eye on SGMT. Took another print to the high side right there. Where were we long on it? At 52s, showing me 66s. You know where I'm waiting. I'm waiting at 69, and then on top of that, I'm waiting at 74. This has got a good holding pattern right now. Possible flat top break as well through that 7 3/4. So keeping an eye on that one. PLRZ though, we're about a penny out of the money here. It's still trading with lower highs. I am concerned about this one. I've thought many times about flattening out, getting the hell out of there when I'm only a penny out of the money. I'm just too stubborn for that as an individual. I want to see it through. We'll see what we get there. Akash. Uh-oh, he's Canadian,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly, a fellow Canuck. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Joe, Sharif, thank you for a great show. How's it looking for Apple in the long term until the end of the year? It's not good, man.
Yeah.
It's not good. Look, there's a couple of silver linings in that, we didn't hear anything bad.
Yeah.
But we didn't really get what we wanted to hear in terms of Apple Intelligence.
Yeah.
Give him an opinion, because mine's a little biased.
Yeah, I'll opine on that. So I think what they did was really smart. We've seen previously that they set the bar really high with Apple Intelligence. But with this one, what we've seen at the keynote, they set the bar really low, and I think that's a good strategic move here from Apple. Again, we're just managing, we're micromanaging everything. I think in the long term, once they get it right, hopefully, if they do decide to get it right, and I think that this stock is going to continue to climb. I like Apple. Again, right now, the stocks go through cycles, right? And right now, it's not looking too good. But I think eventually, when they start to get things right, you're going to start to see a different beast. And Apple will probably lead the way because I think it's one of the best companies on the planet. Right now, it just doesn't look good, right? We know that they have innovation problems and some other things along those lines. But I think in the long term, Apple will be an okay stock.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, look, I watched that Marquise Brownlee video. It was very short. It was about 18 minutes long. He didn't really go too deep into it. He likes a lot of the new stuff, not necessarily on the iPhone. He likes it on a lot of the other platforms. He said good stuff about what they did for the redesign for the OS on the Mac.
Yeah.
He was pleased with that. He's going to do a deeper dive, according to him, on each of the new updates as he uses it more and has more to say on it, rather than just a superficial analysis. So check out. I like Marquise Brownlee. I think he's a hell of an individual. I think he's honest and objective. And let's be honest about it. He's talked bad about Apple many times before, even though people make the argument, oh, he sits down with Tim Cook, he's on the payroll. Well, all right, you're entitled to your opinion. I personally feel he gives it and he says it as it is. That's just my opinion. So I'll be looking out for that next video that comes out. But he said some positive stuff. We'll have to wait and see whether the market agrees with him or not, because that's ultimately what matters, not what Marquise Brownlee thinks.
Yeah, exactly.
What the market.
I mean, like I said before, right now we're just saying Apple does not look good, but I think the tides will turn, and eventually we'll be like, oh yeah, Apple, they really nailed it on the head. They got it right this time. We just have to be patient on this front. They are really behind. I mentioned before that they're past the fashion of be late, to the point where it's like, okay, you might be a bit too late, but again, once they get it right, I believe that it's going to change things for this stock right now.
All right, Jarhead Trader. Sharif, look at KNW. That's a one that we looked at, I believe, yesterday or the day prior. Let's have a look at that one. KNW. I'm still in 4 positions, guys. Still managing all 4 at the moment. Oh, wow. Okay, so somebody just lost their position here on the side chart, and it is going to be RSLS KNW. Fantastic look there. Thank you, Jarhead Trader. You and Bovin now have been elevated to my eyes and ears in the chat. I do appreciate that, my man. You know exactly what I'm looking for in small cap gappers with that one. So KNW has earned its way onto the side. Now, let's do a little TA, figure out how we can weasel in possibly into this trade. Allow me a second over here to get my charts right. KNW, so big move up. So this is a multi-day runner. Let me just show you what was doing. So it didn't do much yesterday. It looks like it was a Monday trade. Yeah. So Monday it had that big pop up in the pre. It ran again towards the end of the day. Kind of a sideways day Tuesday, sideways day on Wednesday. But with higher highs and higher lows, you needn't be a chartered market technician to connect these area lows together. So even though it does look a little consolidative, the higher lows are what's operative today. We get a big move up here with supporting volume. These all these volume bars here have about 1.75 million shares per 5-minute candle. 536 high. We are below $5, so that psychological area of 5 did not hold. Here's the deal. The 10 EMA is at 4 2/3, and the volume weighted average price at 455 or thereabouts. I'm going to be waiting for a retracement to see what it does with those levels. Now, if it stops before it comes to those levels and starts putting in higher highs and higher lows, we'll have to reassess and see whether the trade is right to enter at the time. But KNW, thank you for pointing that one out. It has earned its way onto the side. All right, let's keep an eye here on RCAT. Still doing absolute bupkis. On RCAT, we got 22s on RCAT. It's showing me 17, so we're still out of the money. And we have been putting out a plethora of lower highs here. Not necessarily lower lows, but we're barely hold on to the volume-weighted average price. USAR, we're out of that one. That trade is done. SGMT took a bunch of prints to the high side, but it's coming back right into my level at 52s. It's showing me 54s right now, so we're barely in the money on this one. I'm going to move up my stop on SGMT into the low of the 1125 5-minute candle. The low of that candle is 743. So we're going to adjust the stop on SGMT, to that candle low. So I have to do that. Where's my SGMT? There it is. Good, good, good. So what is the low there? I said it was 743. So perfect. So we're going to go just like that. And then we're going to, how many shares do we have? Good, good, good. All right. And then we'll go like that. Sorry, guys. All right, so we've moved up the stop. PLRZ continues to hang out, basically break even right now, but it's using the 10 EMA, I feel, as a bit of a resistance rather than support. It's been rejecting the 10 exponential moving average since it lost it at 1105, and it hasn't been able to break above it. I've only gotten one out of SGMT so far. Only 2 pennies out of the money on this one, though. AXTI. Okay, so this one, we had a whole bunch of prints, just got filled there at the low. I had a dip trade waiting. Now we got 55s on. So let's go ahead and take some out over here. How many shares do I have on this one? Yeah, okay, we can do that. That's good. And then we'll set up as well at 60s for another pop-up. AXTI, not SGI, SGTI. AXTI, above the volume-weighted average price, keeping my eye out on that. So those are the 4 that I've got on at the moment. Some okay, some not okay. We'll keep tabs on all of them. Joseph, Birch, Music. I'm just getting back. Have you guys looked at VNTG yet? It's an IPO. We have another IPO today. We'll look at VNTG quickly over here for you. Oh, what is this? Wow, Adara, there's like a zillion IPOs every day. What's happening over here, man? All right, 440. It looks like it opened up at 439, 440, with the high of the day of 609, trading much closer to the high, around 584 right now. Going to keep an eye out on that one, but we do have another IPO, guys. I just want to remind you quickly, the Katina Man and the OB brought you guys this one. CHYM, Chime, IPOing today. It's well received. It's about $27. That's the actual IPO price, currently showing an opening price of $41.10. So you can see it's being well received here before we've even traded a share. We can kind of tell that there is market exuberance, so keep an eye out on that. Shout out to Gaming Do It Yourself. Thank you for the €5.99 super chat. No message attached though.
Yeah, so, just write in your own reply there if you can. If you want us to go over everything, I'll remember your name, Gaming DIY. I know we're going over to Adara here momentarily. 1 second. Good look there, Gorb, on Google. I like that trade a lot, brother. You're smashing it on that one there. Yeah, as always, man. This guy's doing a fantastic job. But what's Adara got for us here, guys?
Vintage here is this IPO, Vantage Corp, VNTG. This is a Singapore-based company debuting on the NYSE. That IPO price is between $4 and $5. As Sharif said, they opened right at $4.39, so you're totally right, Sharif, with that opening price. Offering amount here about $18.687 million. That's 3.25 million shares. They're a shipbroking company, again, based in Singapore. And apparently what's interesting, too, the company's given underwriters a 45-day option to purchase up to an additional 487,000 shares. It's also worth noting underwriter, no one really major here. It's called Network One Financial Securities, CHYM. It's the big IPO we're waiting for today, guys. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara.
Did you go over KLTO today, Sharif?
KLTO?
Yeah. A lot of people in the chat are saying that we have to look at this thing. Yeah, I've seen it mentioned a couple times.
60% going.
60% going. Yeah, there you go. I mean, neurosciences, once I get into this biotech stuff, I'm just like, all right, yeah, see you later. But yeah, it's looking good for all the small cap traders. This is not my world, this is Sharif's world, but it is most definitely trading higher. It's now put in a new high day there, guys. Wow, and climbing. So a big pop there, 240 and change. It's up quite a bit on the day here, almost 100%. Well, not quite, but knocking on the door there. So a really big return there, 34% return on the day. So yeah, that's a good look at KLTO. Hopefully you guys are continuously killing that. I'm glad that you guys are starting to take some of these big trades, and it's still going. Oh wow, it's really squeezing here.
Yeah,
now.
Man, I see it.
This is the small cap world Sharif lives in. I don't know. You want to cover this? Because I know you
absolutely,
want to.
Man. Let's do that. It's tough to do. All right, let's have a look, man, because it is breaking out, Joseph. There's no doubt about that. KNW just found support though. Looks like a hammer candle here, possibly off the 10. KNW, that's the one we just talked about. But KLTO. Okay. So it's a little unclean. All right, it looks really good right now, breaking out into highs, right? So it's easy to, kind of get those, those focused goggles and just look at the recent price action. But this one has a tendency of making highs and then retracing. We'll see if it does that at the moment. Where does it retrace into, though, once it makes highs? Well, this area over here, when we opened up at that was 840, we dropped quite substantially into an area of technical support. That was that $1.75. We had used that $1.75 as resistance all morning. And then once we took it, we used it as support. Okay, over here, we kind of double top. We hold VWAP, even though you can see these bottoming tail candles do breach volume weighted average price. All the closing prints do defend VWAP. So here we go. We're topping tail right now. I'm a buyer of this one, likely at 205 to 210. I want to see a deeper retracement. This one's shown you its intentions on the day, which is to make highs and then retrace. So KLTO, I'm going to put an alert on this one so that, if I'm busy with other stuff, I get an activation. So I put that around 212. We'll see if we get there. But AXTI is taking out a whole bunch of orders over here, and we got shares on this one. So let's go ahead and take some more out over here. AXTI headed to the upside. Not a bad look. Not the biggest winner, certainly, but not bad nonetheless. It is SGMT, though, that is coming down, and I'm about to get stopped out of this one. SGMT, I've put my stop right at that 39 penny area. It just dipped into 40, finding support now, moving back into 49. But this one might be our first loser on the day. SGMT, am I positive on it? Not yet, no. So, yeah, that will likely be a first loser. If we do get stopped out, we'll see what we get, and we will not get upset. Here we go again with AXTI, right back into the high side. I'm going to go ahead and wait at 64s for another print. And then what's my other friend doing over here?
What's he doing?
PLRZ's asleep, bro. Yeah, man, this one's not doing anything here, Joseph. I'm starting to think that the right move here is to flatten out and get out for a 2-penny loss on this one. What else are we doing here? RCAT just continues to bleed. Yeah, this is going to be another loser here on RCAT. Yeah, this is not the right move on RCAT. And we got shares on in RCAT as well. It's not holding the volume weighted average price. It's a downward channel. It looks like it's losing the volume weighted average price, and it might stop at 9. It might not. I have no idea. We'll keep tabs on it. What do you got?
Yeah, same thing. So, guys, I'm thinking short here now on Tesla. Shree pointed out something as well, too, possible head and shoulders, but now I'm looking at it as more of a double top here. So we have the inability to construct a new high, and then now we're heading back towards the lower end of this support system. So wait for another pullback. If I can catch any failed new high here, I'm going to use this peak, and if I see anything, if we get a bounce here at VWAP, and then I see any formation lower than this peak that we have, then I'm going to look for that continuation to the move to the downside here on Tesla, guys. So I'm not expecting too much of a big move there. Maybe we head into this zone. So if you can catch up here and then come into the next support system, I think there might be a trade to be had on that specific setup. So we'll be patient, wait for that to come into play. And I think that's going to be the name of the game. I think we've seen, so yesterday, Tuesday and Wednesday were relatively choppy sessions leading into CPI, PPI. But now we found a direction. I like this here, guys. SPY continuing this move. So I want to be patient. Again, we had a nice trade on Oracle, so I don't want to be gunslinging just yet. Ooh. And you guys know I like precision, right? I'm more of a sniper opposed to a gunner. So yeah, that's what I got going on. We are about to crack view up on Tesla. Any form of a pullback, I'm going to get involved to the short side, and then I'll just use this previous peak as my stop, right? So if it starts to squeeze, then we'll get out, start relatively small, and then if the thesis does pan out, then we will add into the position and then head for that next level of resistance that can act as possible support here on Tesla. Good look there on Google. Go ahead, Google continuing into view up. I see indecision, add. Okay, you're going to add there. I was just going to talk to you about that. So we are knocking on this door multiple times. So it's like almost 3 touches here. Are we going to break through that? We can, but let's pull up the options chain. What is that specific level that we're looking at? 176. And I do believe there is a little bit relative to some of the open interest. I think there is a little bit of a supply zone right there. So we'll keep an eye on that. So yeah, there we go. So what is that, 176? Yeah, 177.5. So there is, all right? So I'll pull it up for you guys. So this is what I'm seeing right now. So look at all the other contracts. And I mean, these are all in the monies. So you would think there'd be a little bit more. But then once you head into this 175 to 180, you see the concentration of OI through those specific strike prices. Again, another supply zone. You don't want to fight those necessarily. If we can't crack or we don't have any form of catalyst come in intraday, then maybe we'll continuously reject them. But what you have to do, if you're going to look for a long north of these specific levels, then wait until next week, see where they roll over to. Are they lifted or are they remaining in the exact same spot? So that's what my 2 cents there on Google.
Sorry, just one second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joseph,
yeah,
setting up
sure.
for my stops here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's Google there, guys. SPY also knocking on the door of the volume weighted average price here. So again, zoom in there, see if there's any indecision, any isolated volume prints that say we're going to get somewhat of a bounce. And this was displayed relatively nice, and we're holding those levels pretty good. So stopping volume on this pullback. If we curl over, don't break through this resistance zone, and we breach that, look for some more downside.
All right, guys, keeping an eye here on this one. Where is it at? There we go. So AXTI continuing to take prints to the high side. Couple of updates. Got stopped out of PLRZ. I forced this one out, so we end up losing about 3 pennies per share on that. Quite disappointed with this one. I felt it had good technical support, and it still may, but I'm just not willing to deal with the lower high situation with that flat bottom, because it could end up being a flat bottom break. I just need to put the odds on my side, but I'm quite happy with the fact that I was very patient with SGMT. There it is, taking out all the levels there that we had so far, saving except for one. That one is waiting at 73s over here. Let's see if we can continue to move up. We've got good amount of shares here on SGMT, wow. So we'll take another beak what are there. Let's see if it can take out 75 penny area. Wow. That is what I'm looking at right now. We'll get back to that one in a second when we get back from Madeira.
Tesla actually bouncing a little bit here, but Donald Trump just said that this new legislation he's signing is going to kill the EV mandate, and the reason he's doing it as a piece of legislation, and not as an executive order is because he doesn't want anyone to kill it, and he doesn't want anyone to go against it. So here we go here, TSLA on watch. Trump just said he likes Tesla, which might be the reason for this bounce as well. He also said, though, that in China, they're very strong electric vehicles. So praising Chinese electric vehicles, killing the California EV mandate. And again, the reason he's doing this as legislation is because he does not want anyone to be able to fight it in court like he would be able to if it was an executive order. Again, he is signing executive orders as well, coming through at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Back to you.
Can I say something too?
Yeah.
He learned a lot from Trump 1.0 because he's been making a lot of his executive orders more litigation proof than he was in Trump 1.0, and that's what the benefit of 4 years will give you, right? The ability to digest your mistakes and your and what you perceive as mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And then try to counter that. So it's really interesting what he's been doing there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think if you were to ask Trump last week if he liked Tesla, I think his answer would be probably relatively different than the one that he just gave.
Straight up.
So, I mean, I'm glad that he likes it this week. We don't know what's coming next week. We just have to be patient.
Donald.
Right? Exactly. We just got to be patient because next thing you know, if one more tweet and this thing can absolutely blow up. But I'm glad that they're kind of mending that little rift that they had there, guys. So, yeah, there we go. So we blew past this. The volume really stepping in. You don't want to be fighting this. This is going to be the next level that you want to keep an eye out on. But right now, this is moving. This is supporting the move higher. That is big time volume stepping stepping in. Look how large it is relative to what else has been putting on the 1 minute time frames. If that really starts to cool off, or we reject this aggressively, then look for that move back in towards the lower end of the range. But this could also possibly be enough volume in order for us to break through that 330 level and then continue to move to the top side. But right now we're starting to cool off just a little bit there.
I like that. I like anytime we like say anything positive about Donald Trump, the chat, like certain people in the chat just go nuts. It pleases me so much. Oh God. All right, I have very low ambition in my life. A lot of the ambition is just to tweak people the wrong way in the chat there.
Bang, that's what it is.
I like it.
That's what gets you going.
Guys,
that's what gets you going there, eh? Yeah.
All right, guys.
What's up, man? What's up,
All right, I'm really happy with this exit here because I kind of felt that this was going to happen. So we got out for a 3-penny loser on this one. Could have done better, but you know, a lot of the better outs can be on losing trades as well because you end up not giving back nearly as much. But we're going to keep an eye on PLRZ, but it's about to lose its spot on the side chart. AXTI continues to hover near the highs. We're about like 3 pennies, 2 pennies off the highs right now. So what I'm seeing is higher low, higher low, higher low, all with that 264, 265 area top. So we'll see if we can blow through that top or what. But KNW is the other one that we were looking at. You guys brought this one to me. And now we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red candle, lower low, lower high setup. What's the deal here, KNW? Are you going to find some support at the volume weighted average price? Because you're not stopping at all. So I'm keeping an eye here on KNW. Looked like a good possible setup at VWAP for a dip bounce. It's not manifesting into that at the moment. So we'll keep tabs and see if it sets up in that way. Keeping an eye here on SGMT because we were talking about this one possibly taking out the highs. Probably behooves me to set up some more beak wetters here on SGMT. I'm going to wait. Where am I waiting there? 69s and 75s. Then we're going to wait now at 77s. And I'm also going to wait at 82s. Let's see if we can get something on that. And then let's go to KLTO because this one that we just got into. Where's that one at? There it is. So I'm 3 pennies out of the money here. And I've put in a dip trade here to what I perceive to be an area of support, that $2.20 area, maybe 225 to 220. I perceive it as an area of support. So we didn't lose that 30 penny area, which is why I didn't get stopped out. So I will get stopped out. I won't dollar cost average into this one. So I will insist that I get stopped out if it loses 230, but I will get back in between 2 and 2 1/4. So that's all I've got at the moment. Oh, USAR, you little. It went right back up there. Where's that one at? I think I took it off.
Ooh.
Oh, it's lunchtime, baby.
Shut it down.
It is lunchtime.
Did I miss what's for lunch? Oh, no, I got
I don't think he did it.
No, he did it. Yeah, we got the beef chili.
We got the beef chili.
The beef chili.
Yeah, I feel a little bit bad about this one, Joseph. This one, look, it didn't force me out because it didn't break VWAP, but I don't know why I didn't trust it. I guess maybe because of the lower high situation. Anyway, right back up into 4 1/4, 4 1/5 right now is USAR. We shall keep you apprised of that one. Let's go quickly back though to SGMT because I think we just took up more prints there to the high side. A seller of note here at 70, about 200, no more, about 300 lots or so. Now showing me 73s. So we've taken out the 70 seller, but it's a 4 penny spread, 3 penny spread now. 70 on the bid, 73 on the ask. I'm waiting at 74s. Let's see if this one can flat top break. And then by extension of that, take a lot of my orders out. So that's what I'm looking at. AXTI, SGMT doing okay. But some others are in a bit of a limbo right now, Joseph.
Yeah, for sure. So the market is continuing to bounce off a view up. I mentioned just sticking to the game plan, right? We talked about what we're going to potentially do here in Tesla. We're range bound, so I'm selling the top end of the range. We come back to where I had this 10% out right here, then I'll just hop out of that trade. You start the risk relatively small, give the underlying some breathing room, right? I am using TSL, and if it wants to squeeze, then I'll know that by the time that we reach here, we are probably going to put in a new high of the day, and then I'll just hop out. I have no worries about that, but what I'm looking for here is that move lower, the breach of the volume weighted average price, but it may be a bad play, especially if the market wants to continue to climb higher. So thank you for that. Oh, that's cool. A reminder, use ticker. What's this here? That's interesting. I've never seen up there. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. Joe Tabor, everyone says that BA because of plane crash, it was the case BA and Airbus would be both. Trade at 0, get a. Okay, so I'm not going to read that even though I might have already. But we're starting to squeeze here.
It's all good.
Yeah. We're starting to squeeze here on Tesla. Again, we crack this, then I'm out of this trade. Don't want to be shorting this too often, especially if we're going to look for a kind of that compression breakout. So, oh, wow. Okay, yeah. AC Slater on that one. We're out of there. News on Tesla. You want to follow this volume. Wait till that break. Let's see what Adair's got for us. I think it's regarding Tesla.
It's not just regarding Tesla. Trump just said an awful lot. One of the things he did say, though, is that Elon Musk does like him, which does actually seem to be the move here on TSLA. Again, Tesla moves after President Donald Trump says that he does, in fact, like CEO Elon Musk. Keep an eye here in Meta and Snapchat as well. Trump saying that the U.S. will, quote, probably save TikTok, which means, I guess, likely keep it in the United States. So that's certainly going to be something to watch out for here as well. But this happening now, I mean, really just keep an ear open for and these comments. He also said he wants to talk to Elon Musk about EVs. That just came out as well. So it looks like there could be some more talks here. We know that Politico was reporting earlier today, as I mentioned, that Trump and Musk are potentially meeting tomorrow, or at least having a phone call tomorrow. I reported that earlier today, so potentially this phone call could be about EVs. Trump's making it seem like that could, in fact, be the case. We're going to have to wait and find out, though. Sharif, I might have a new small cap for you. INDO pushing up a little bit. Indonesia Energy. Lots of talk about energy here today with Trump. And last but not least, there's no chart here. Why? Because CHYM is not yet opened, but keep an eye on this IPO. $11.6 billion valuation for the company as of this IPO. We're going to be covering that for you guys. And again, yeah, I think it's interesting here. Trump saying that Musk does like him. Back to you.
Good one.
Let's go, Sharif.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. What
Yes,
did
sir.
I say? We cracked those highs. There's going to be a potential long. That catalyst stepped in. Rewind the tape. Please rewind it. I said if there's any form of catalyst that steps in, we could squeeze through that. We got that news. I flipped it. I seen the momentum and that volume really kick in. I'm like, okay, once that's breached and I seen it move with that velocity, I'm like, okay, we have to flip this here. And then I decided to go long, and I was 3. So I punched. So here we go. This was my first trade on Tesla, 10% out, stopped out 98. Start really small right here, take a full stop out on like a quarter unit risk, but then I go 1.5 units right there on that pop. So it was 3 times bigger than what my short previously was. So there we go. We got a nice pop. Let's see if that's going to continue. That was a nice move in Tesla, big time volume. That's exactly what I want to see. Flip it up. Let's go. I'm going long the Qs today as well. Sorry, the SPY on the Playmaker, so make sure you guys get that vote in. But let's see if we can get that continuation here in Tesla. But a big time pop, going stronger. I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to add into this. Again, I only have about 30%. Sorry for stepping over my words. I'm just trying to think and potentially think of what that next move is. Is there going to be an add? Will this just be a pop and fade, massive liquidity grab? We punched through 330, so now you're starting to see that defense step in for all those individuals who are offside on that 330 strike. Now, guess what? Those short calls are in the money, and you don't want that, especially if you're writing options.
Absolutely, brother. Joseph. Well said there, guys. I want to bring to your attention HUSA, HUSA. Up 61.17%. It is halted currently at $8.80. Shout out to Manuel Palma and the other crew in the chat bringing this one to my attention. This one's a zoomer, guys. Very, very little volume done at all intraday, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose to the high side. Let me show you the volume profile here so we can get a better look. Basically did no volume. Look at these volume candles are really standing out, and they only have about 500 to 400,000 shares per 5-minute candle, which isn't that much for a squeezing name and an $8 name at that. Now, this one trades on the Amex, so you got to have Amex permissions in order to get in there. And because it's on the AM, you won't see the theoretical auction price. The tap will just remain as the halt level. So you'll see there TAP showing you 880, which is the halt level. So you're not going to be able to see that quite yet. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at right now, waiting for that to open. But AXTI continues to go. We got that money fill, baby, right at the volume-weighted average price right there at 51s. It just took out 69, and now I'm waiting, layering my orders for a flat top break on this bad boy. Very pleased with this trade. Let's see if it can continue to the high side. Let's keep an eye, though, on this one as well. KLTO. So I did get the money fill in between the 10 and the 20. Well, what I perceive to be a possible money fill, we'll have to see if it ends up being that or not. It's up 60%. It's above the 10 EMA. It's above VWAP. It's got a gnarly looking uptrend. Let's see if it can squeeze and take out my orders on this KLTO. We've got 35s on right now. It's showing me 34s. So let's see if we can kind of move up now. 35s, kind of break even on it. But that's not what you're in a trade for, to break even. You're in it to make money, baby. So keep an eye out on that. SGMT coming back down again. This one is killing me today. We take Prince to the high side, but, you know, it's just zigging and zagging in a way that has me feeling like this might lose the bid. So SGMT, the one I'm talking about right now, kind of displeased with this one. We'll see exactly what we get. I've moved up my stop to kind of lock in some of those profits. But yeah, it's a bit of a precarious one right now. Back to KLTO into 36 as we go. We still don't have a new 5-minute candle to make a new high because the prior candle's high was 36. So we are stuck right there at prior candle high. We can't shake the sellers who have been keeping us down. I see about maybe just a little bit less than 700 lots posted at 36. We'll see if we can take out some of those sellers and then continue back up to the upside right now. So KLTO in focus, AXTI, SGMT. We're in 3 trades right now, all small cap gappers looking for a bigger move up. Keep in mind, guys, I am still waiting for HUSA to open. Now, this one did halt at 202.41, the current time on my atomic clock is 206.52, so we are less than a minute away. This should open up at if it's going to be a 5-minute halt, 207.41. We'll see if it does open up at that time, and if it does, what kind of price action we get. So involved in all these names, but I want to say, man, Elon Musk and what's his name meeting tomorrow and Donald Trump meeting tomorrow, isn't that going to be the most like awkward meeting ever?
Yeah.
It's like breaking up with your ex after you let loose about all their faults and then have to look them in the eye and pretend like nothing happened.
Sorry.
Ew, that's the worst cringe moment.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Oh
I mean,
God.
I bet you both of them. See, that's the thing with social media.
Kills it, for
Everybody's done this, but it's like it's either like you post something or you say something that you probably the next day you're like, ooh, I probably shouldn't have posted that or said that.
There you go.
And that's why for me it's just like, yeah, I don't need to live in that world. I like my privacy, other than my.
It is embarrassing,
It's
baby.
large. It's like, yo, I shouldn't have done that. And unfortunately, that happens to be. Some people just don't care, but me personally, I obviously care what I have to say, I guess, sometimes.
Most people care.
Yeah. I mean, but other than that, yeah, for me, that's like, that just drew the line a couple times too many. And you're like, all right, yeah, time to put this stuff away here. But yeah, everybody here is on, has done that and been on that boat. So yeah, AMD, let's go. Adair reported some news on AMD last night. You can see that we got a big pop in the post-market. Unfortunately, we gave up that whole move and then a little bit more of that, but it has now since recovered, so that's a positive sign. This is going to be a key area, 121. I think buying AMD up around $100 would have been a good steal. Let's zoom out to see what our low was. It was just chopping around. It's unfortunate that this is 76. So this is a big time move here that we're experiencing off of these lows in AMD. It is finally starting to recover, but at 51% to be exact. But if you really want to get into the grand scheme of things here, we're still down 50% off of those all-time highs. And this thing has been in a bear market from March of 24. So yeah, I remember this day like it was yesterday. It was so interesting watching this squeeze. This was such a monster day. And then on the intraday time frame is when I seen the VPA signals of all VPA signals. I couldn't give this a higher grade rating. It's like Canada credit, essentially. Yeah, that's how high this rating was. Yeah, exactly. So it was really good and very fun to get involved into that. And hopefully traders got to work on that. And I'm going to add this one more thing. I was selling. Yeah, I was. I don't know what I was thinking now that I look back at it. I was selling puts on this at higher levels, waiting for pops, just slowly letting it decay. And I think I might have sold some calls, but I was kind of going against the trend in some ways on AMD, thinking that it would get a stronger recovery. But we had some nice options writing on that stuff there, Stream.
All right, man. We're in Husa right now, guys. Looking to take some prints out there. Let's see what we get. I've got 64s on right now. Anything below 50, I'm going to flatten out. We've taken out the majority of the position into the high side right now in HUSA. It's basically a candle of indecision, the one that closed. Now we've got a higher low, but we don't know how this cookie is going to crumble whatsoever. So happy that I was able to extract the majority of the position out, but it is losing the bid, and we will get stopped out for the remaining amount there. All good. We'll look to do a little bit better next time. HUSA giving it up right now. So we got initial entry here, scalped out, took out a little bit there, half the position as it tanked, added back there, scalped, and then got stopped out for the majority. So am I positive or negative? No, we're negative on it, but marginally. So we'll look to do a little bit better right now. So we're negative on HUSA. Let's see what it does at 775, give or take. That's where VWAP and the 10 exponential are hanging out. Let's see what it does with 8, though. Does it end up defending 8? So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll report back to you guys on HUSA. A bit of a bamboozler here is zigs and zags on the Amex network. Let's flip back to AXTI. Still waiting for continuation into the high 70s or at least the mid 70s on this one. Got nothing doing right now, so we'll pack our patience on that. How's our other trade doing here on KLTO, though? Yeah, we're still putting in lower highs. We're not really giving up the ghost at the 10. I like this one a little bit better. I'm going to pack my patience with this one. I think this one's a good technical trade here on KLTO. We'll see if it ends up giving up the ghost or what, but I like my entry. I like the higher low pattern. We just need some prints to the high side right now. It's just a matter of exercising that patience. KNW is setting up quite well here. So let's go ahead and weasel into this one. I like all the bottoming tails through the volume weighted average price. I don't like the fact that it's selling off aggressively into the 70s. So it's at VWAP, all the closing prints above VWAP, but it is bottoming tail through that level. So let's go ahead and weasel into this one, and we'll give this one to the $0.50. And yeah, we'll give this one a little bit of room here into the $0.50. So let's go ahead and throw that stop there for said amount of shares. So we're involved in KLTO, we're involved in KNW, we're back into 4 positions again like a psycho. So we're gonna keep an eye out on this one. Let's set up some profit takers on my friend KNW. We'll set up some at 66 over here, and we'll set up some at 70. We'll set up some at 73s as well. We'll layer the orders for another nicer move up. We'll see what we get there on this bad boy. So KNW, new position on this one, looking for a volume weighted average price bump and hold, I guess, here. So we'll keep an eye on that. What else we got? Mango, Kuna saying Astis is squeezing. That's one of the ones that Mitch gave us the other day as a possible play, a space play. I believe he was saying ASTS. What do we got over here? Yeah, look, it's kind of consolidative, looking like a prolonged bull flag. A little bit below VWAP, a little bit above, kind of hard to read. I trade this as a range until it breaks out in one direction or the other. I wouldn't be quick to jump into this one as a breakout trade, but I like that good green candle there, but it's still within the range though. So yeah, well, no, not bad. It's not exactly parabolic or anything, so keep tabs on that. We are going to go to Adara. I guess more news.
Yeah, lots of talk here. I mean, from Trump about China, of course, here, just saying that he loves China. He's very excited about their China deal. FXI moving a bit. U.S. Steel, though, popping up here. I don't know if you guys might be aware of the golden share. We hear about a lot of China will sometimes have a golden share in companies. For example, ByteDance, the parent of TikTok. Trump saying that he or the U.S. is going to have a golden share controlled by the president in U.S. Steel. So 51% ownership by Americans. Nice push to the upside for X.
Yeah, not bad.
So yeah, that's what we got going on the blockchain. Yeah, let's go. Those testicles, I'm glad they're working out for you and right on. I'm glad that you're also staying busy on the side as well too. So yeah, good look there from my guy CityBoy305. That's why I said, where you been at, man? We haven't called your name out for some time. Don't think we forget, because we don't. People don't forget. Forever. People who you have no idea what movie.
No idea. No idea.
The chat might. 'Cause they're undefeated, but yeah, people don't forget. That's definitely a funny line there.
You know what I just noticed?
Super bad for those who don't know. What
we haven't even turned this on.
You haven't even turned it on. I'm surprised it's still working.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah,
come on now.
Man.
We're gonna do a mix here, Joseph.
Yeah. The converter. Let's go. Joseph, do Sean and I have a bet on the NHL Finals? I agreed with you from the jump. Florida is no joke. Yeah, so I do have Florida. Katina Man has a the Edmonton Oilers. Even though obviously I want the Canadian team to win, I think the Panthers are just too dominant and know what they're doing. So
people are saying that's from Superbad. Is that from Superbad?
yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, well I know Superbad. I didn't know that was from that film. Obviously, Superbad. Sorry to keep you waiting, Adara.
Keep an eye here on FSLR. So apparently the founder of CET, or Clean Energy Transition, as far as I can tell, it's like an energy-based hedge fund or organization. Anyway, so Lycander, who is the founder of this group, is saying that First Solar, FSLR, is trading at distressed multiples. We know this one gets some retail attention. I believe there's a short float as well for FSLR, so keep an eye on First Solar. Yeah, 11.6% short float. Nice breakout. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. All right, keeping an eye here on KNW. We're still straddling the volume-weighted average price with really no direction. Looking for a bigger move up. We'll have to pack our patience on this one. I like the bottoming tails through VWAP, but the closing prints at or above the volume-weighted average price, so that's my look on that. But it's really KLTO here that's kind of bamboozling me. There is a real monster seller at 235 that we can't shake, and we haven't been able to shake them since the candle at 12 o'clock. So we're going on 16 minutes now, back into 35. Now we're taking them out, 36, 37, 38. All right, so we took them out. 38, can we get a little bit here? So we'll see what we get there. Now there's another seller at 38 of note. Unable to shake them. 39's getting taken out now. So good look. Let's continue to take some more because we've got shares on this one. This is a very thickly traded name. Like every level, every penny level we take out, there is a monster seller, short seller, profit taker, whoever is on the other side of that looking to basically keep us down. So 38 showing up now. That is a nice little area break above that 35 penny area. Let's see if we can squeeze up into 40. I've layered my orders to try to take prints at basically, every 2 or 3 pennies with good amount of size on this one, but 39 acting like the way 35 did, not even taking out any of these. Like, do you notice that? That we're unable to take out any of the posted orders. That means, what's actually getting filled seems to be like a hidden order, an iceberg order as we call them. Back to KNW, we'll let KLTO do its thing, 25, but I am worried about KNW. Sometimes it's below VWAP, sometimes it's above. It's not the best pattern to rely on when you're just straddling the volume-weighted average price like that. Sometimes it can be quite rewarding because you do get the area low and it ends up finding support at VWAP, and sometimes it just continues downward. So we'll try to mitigate some risk there by keeping an eye out on the price action. SGMT popped again into the mid-60s, but true to form, right back down into the mid-50s it goes. Well, it's been doing this range for a long time since we basically got into that high at around, what time was that, 10:30 or so? So we're almost a couple hours deep with respect to that price action right now. Going to keep an eye out on that. And I've already moved up my stop to account for any move back down. Quickly, before we go back to Adara, keeping my eye on KLTO, guys, looking for this one to really take out the top 245 high, Adara.
Part of the show is brought to you by Prop XP. Level up your trading game with Prop XP. Up to 1 to 200 leverage and static drawdown. So just scroll the site and pick your challenge at propxp.com. Trade directly on our platform. Sign up, try it for free, and start your trading journey. You can enjoy rapid payouts and real human support. No bots. Rated 4.6 stars on Trustpilot. Trusted by traders worldwide. So right now, get that 50% off with code TraderTV. Links in the description. Be the trader. Get funded. Join Prop XP today. Prop XP, your edge starts here. Visit propxp.com. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. Google continuing to climb higher. The market is inching towards the high day here, the SPY and the Qs, but it looks like we're rejecting. The one thing is that as we're starting to climb in price, guys, you can see that volume really start to cool off. So this was a beautiful indecision print. Oops. On Tesla. So you can see we got that big volume spike, but then look, this is how you break down candles, right? So we open up here, buyers push the price down, and then sellers just are more aggressive and have more strength that eventually push this into a shooting star or hammer doji. And then look at the volume preceding this, right? So, I mean, we always talk about an engulfing volume print with a indecision to follow, and then also a large isolated, not isolated, but a large print there as well. So if you're playing the break of this candle, there you go, you're almost good. $1.50 right there in the money. So Google breaks that triple top. Let's go. Yeah, there you go, Gore. Nice way to sit on that and way too add into that position there, brother. Spy calls says unique trading and gold puts. Yeah, let's pull up gold. I do believe that this thing is like, it's been on such a monster run. Let's see what we got going on from a gold standpoint. It's how is it still hovering around these highs? I mean, this is a really, really strong asset class right now. This is a weekly. Who wants that? We don't want that. We want to go into the daily. Even so, regardless, we're still hovering around these highs, guys. That's crazy. I don't know if there's going to be like at what point are you going to break down? I don't know if anything is there displaying. Like it does look like that, but yeah, I think you have to be cautious and just wait for that opportunity to arise. But yeah, there goes Google. Google is gone. Way to pick that one out of the baskets of stocks that we got going on. Gorev. Yeah, there you go. You're breaking through those levels right now, and if the volume really starts to kick up, then you're going to be even sitting on prettier pennies. So yeah, great trading there as always, my friend. But yeah, other than that, again, I'm being patient. We are looking like we're going to put in a lower high. So there might be a short potentially for a move back towards the volume-weighted average price in the SPY and the Qs. But again, when you're trading the overall index, then you want to keep an eye on the Mag 7, whether it's the SPY or, well, SPY not necessarily so much, it's because it's not as weighted heavy in tech, but the Qs. What are the big boys up to? Are they trading higher? Are they squeezing? Are they just chopping around? And I think you can base good trades off of that and then integrate that within the TQs.
All right, Joseph, keeping an eye on all these trades. We're in 4 trades at the moment. Let's review them. KLTO, we're hanging out above the 10 EMA. We weren't able to get, sadly, that continuation through 240. So that seller at 35 has reappeared, and they're posted again with decent size at that level. Alas, we are still putting in higher lows. So that is the good side of the equation. The bad side is obviously we've got a bit of a top here at the 240 area, Joseph. So keep tabs on that. KNW is putting in higher lows on the wicks, but it's not even filling me to the high side. So I am concerned about KNW. Whether or not this ends up getting off the volume-weighted average price and starts making higher highs and higher lows is debatable at the moment. That's the situation. SGMT continues to hang out near the area of 7.5, a little bit above, a little bit below. We've got 52s on this one, so I'm not entirely upset. We've taken out a lot of the position on this one, but looking for a 775 break. I mean, I shouldn't be getting out if we're still holding that consolidative area above 40. That's kind of what I'm thinking about there. We'll see if it ends up losing that bid, though, as well. PLRZ, I've got nothing on at the moment. AXTI, we've taken out a substantial amount on this one, but this one also rejecting that 270 level. That's a bad side. The good side, it's still holding above VWAP. The money fills seem to be at the 20 exponential moving average. Adair.
Just so you guys know, there's a Q&A happening right now. Donald Trump taking questions. He just signed this bill here, basically getting rid of California's electric vehicle mandate. And again, the reason he said he did it as a bill and not as an executive order is that it cannot be overturned. Right now, he's taking questions. I'll let you guys know if there's anything of note here, but it is worth noting the prepared portion and the signing part of the ceremony is over. Let's see how the questions do. Back to you.
200 points, man. Come on, what is that? What kind of BS is that, Streamline?
Get him, Joe.
Yeah, I'll get him. Trust me. I want to know how many points are. Who wants to duel me for all my points?
Wow, this guy just gambler, bro. And he always looking to take your money somehow, bro. Joey Slithers. Oh my God,
bro. Yeah,
Joey
hey, man.
Slithers.
Did I tell you when I used to work at Bell? When I first started working there?
Yeah.
I started playing poker, and then they didn't know that I used to play when I was a little bit younger. Like, I was never any that good, but like I was better than everybody that I worked with. And then I was just, I would always take their money, and they would call me second place because I would literally just play certain hands and just beat all of them, and like come in second place, and then make a deal with whoever had a little bit more chips than me. But I would just always be taking.
I absolutely love it, dog.
Let's go. Let's rock this.
Get it.
Oh, Trade the Pool. One for All, the new trading competition from Trade the Pool. Never been done before. Everyone will be trading together on one shared account with $1 million in buying power. Starts June 16th to 18th. The goal, beat the Qs. For example, if the Qs move by 3% up or down, we aim for more. And what's in it for you? Everyone wins. Plus $675,000 in prizes. 20 evaluation accounts up for grabs. One account, one mission, one for all. Scan the QR code or join the team now. Bang. Bang. All right, how do I accept these duels here?
Type exclamation point accept.
Okay. But I got to put their name too, though, no?
I think you just automatically accepts on your behalf. I could be wrong. The chat knows better how to do it. It's been a while. We used to do this a lot, and then it just kind of fell out of favor.
Did I just beat somebody for their 3,000 points?
It'll tell you. It'll tell you. Like, Joseph, you've gained whatever.
Big Smile beat me?
Get him, Big Smile.
Big Smile was victorious versus
Take
Joseph
his money,
and won a
baby.
bounty of 500 points. That's all you wanted to gamble was 500? Come on, I got like 30,000. What kind of small potatoes is that? But kind of, yeah, there you go. Out of all people, it had to be Big Smile that beat me too, eh? Because he beat me on the Tesla one as well. Sucker, he says. Exactly. I'll hit accept one more time to see what we got going on.
Oh, the millionaire wants
There we go.
money
Yeah,
too,
let's
bro.
go the millionaire. I'll accept that
man.
one. Go Intel.
Take his money, baby. He took my money.
He
took my money.
I'm about to take Sean's money too. Eastlander. Let's see, I didn't get anything yet. I know. I'm just waiting. I don't know if Neil's. I'm just waiting to kind of dive into a little Betsky with Neil. I know he's not feeling too good. Yeah.
Are you guys listening to this? Are you listening to this?
But you know what I mean?
He tried to take Adara's money.
Yeah.
I had to basically talk Adara out of it. I don't think she would have done it
Adara's
anyway.
smart. Adara's
I
smart.
want to stand up for myself, Sharif. I talked myself out of that the second I heard it because as I have
She
said,
knows.
I have seen the film The Big Short. I know what caused the housing market crash, and that is betting on bets. And so I'm not going to bet on a bet, even if it's for booster juice, even if it's for money. It's not because I'm scared of losing. It's because I'm trying to make the right trade.
Boom! She shut the door.
Yeah,
shut the door, Jerome.
Shut the door. Hey,
Oh,
I was
baby.
just. How did he win again, though?
Good. Good. I'm not cheering for you, bro.
What is this, man? That's nonsense. All right, that's okay. I'll take the L's here in the Streamlabs, but take the W's.
Take the W's IRL, right? Okay.
Again, Katina Man's gonna owe me two beers there, so we're gonna get that covered. And then we said if it goes to 7, I think we're gonna add something else on top of that one. So just to add to that a little bit there. No, but fun stuff, guys. Back into these markets. Let's see what we got going on. Whoever mentioned Intel, it is starting to break out. One thing that really kind of annoys me about trading, and it's unfortunate about the world that we live in. Look what Intel does on this breakout, and then just gives out all of it back. It's like, okay, so you're not going to continue in this strength. This is just false. There's no weight holding to this. You just give all of that move back. But anyways, it's starting to pump again, climbing higher. There's a definitive base right there, guys. We now punch through some intraday resistance zones, like a lot of these underlyings here. So just keep that in mind. Good move here on Intel, and you can see that volume really picked up there. So genuine move.
Well said, Joseph. All right, keeping my eye on AXTI. I'm trying to decide whether this is going to be a 20 exponential break because every single support level has bounced off the 20. I mean, every area trough has bounced off the 20. We are at the 20 now. So I'm long at 52s. We're showing 60s, but I don't really want to give anything back if I don't have to, right? So keeping an eye on AXTI. I'm debating whether or not I want to move my stop, lock in the profits, and then we can put another resting order at the volume weighted average price to get back in. But it's SGMT as well that's keeping me bewildered here because we do have that 775 top and we have been kind of defending that 740 area. So I want to say, you know, the trend is still, or the range, excuse me, is still intact. 740 to the low side, essentially 770 to the high side, with the high of day being 775, but that was on a wick, if anything. So I don't think it would be right to get out here. I'm going to continue to pack my patience on this one, knowing full well that, you know, we're not doing a whole lot at this level. So that's the situation there. Let's look at HUSA as well. So I'm marginally negative on this one. Looking for a continuation back to the high side, though. I put a resting order above 810. So look at this candle here. That's a 1 minute, excuse me. Let's flip to the 5. Look at this candle over here. Tops out at 811. If we take out that candle, then I'm thinking about getting back in. We're above the volume weighted average price. We're above the 10 EMA. And here comes that 805. It's a bit of a wider spread, though, on HUSA. So you got to be careful with this one, okay? Because it's quite the bamboozler. So I've put my resting order there. It'll trigger if we do end up taking that 811 area. So let's see what comes of that. And then SGMT right back into the top end of the range. It's probably the right thing to extract some profits here as it comes right back into 770. So we'll wet the beak there. Happy I didn't take out too much. All right, now we're showing 74s on the level 2. There we go. 75 got taken out. That's the high of the day now. Guys, we are at HOD now on SGMT. Let's see if we can take out some of these levels. We've got shares on all these levels. So let's go ahead and set up a little bit higher too. Greedy Greed's got me focused right now on these higher levels. 775 high. I'm set up at 82 and 88. We're rejecting that same level again, and then the selling comes in big at 75. Look at that person who posted a few hundred lots there. So it doesn't look like it really wants to go that aggressively to the high side. So keep an eye out on that. Go ahead, Joseph.
Sharif, someone in the chat said Baba options are frozen, and when I pull up the chain, it won't allow me to select options. It's just not there.
Hold on. Let's find out. Yeah, let me do it.
This is very interesting. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're doing it live. Whoever mentioned that, Baba options are all frozen.
Yeah, it's been removed. That's crazy.
No way.
Yes, look. BABA. This is Sim. Like, you know, it's not giving it to me.
Yeah, I'm not even giving it in my actual here. Yeah, that is crazy. I wonder what is up with that.
We should probably do a quick search on that.
Okay, yeah, that's actually, no, that's cool. Yeah, we definitely, Adara, if you find anything on Alibaba, on Baba, and options not being able to, something going on with the options, and someone said they started working, they were acting weird as of yesterday. So there we go, a lot of the people saying the exact same thing. I can't even pull up Baba right now on the options chain. Pull up, Badman forward, Badman.
Hey, yes, Badman forward, Badman pull up. Hey, that was a good time.
Yeah,
you know exactly what I'm talking about there.
Exactly. Call them the millionaire and tell them, hey, we need to get this going ASAP because we need to see what this chain is telling us. But apparently it was started to acting funky yesterday, and now I can't even access it right now. So this is very interesting stuff. Got Baba options on Tasty Trades. Okay, on Tasty Works, you have it there, but I don't have it here. So maybe it's a select brokerages here, but Google, wow, let's go. Oh, and I wanted to mention CrowdStrike. 488 is that high of the day here. Did it establish a new all-time high? Not quite, almost though. 490 being that level. Good luck there, whoever mentioned CrowdStrike as well, and Alibaba. Let's see what Adara's got for us.
That is Adara.
So, as of 13 hours ago, apparently MarketBeat saying that the company was seeing unusually large options volume. I went on X to see if I could see when people started posting about this. So apparently options on Robinhood, they stopped showing up here. It's about 2 hours ago is when I get the first post. Now, as of more recently, like within the last hour, now people are saying they're frozen on all brokerages. So this seems like a relatively new problem as far as I can tell. On X, I don't have any answers as to what's happening, but it does seem like it's pretty widespread. Back to you.
Yeah, for sure. Sharif's digging into this as well, too, guys. So very interesting stuff. You say that you have Tasty. You have it on. Someone said in the chat that they have it on Tasty. That's very interesting because I'm still not having any access to it there. You can go BobX. That's okay. We'll take a look. Yeah, actually, let's pull it up there. BABX. I'm sure that's going to be a 2x average. BABX. I still don't have it. 2x long Baba ETF. It's not allowing me. It's only displaying the underlying. And there you go. This is what I'm getting right now on that Garnish 2x Baba. It's not giving me anything. It says it is optionable, but it's not allowing me to pull that up. So that is very interesting stuff there, guys. On Baba, I want to talk about Tesla because that was a missed opportunity. Even though we did flip the script here on this one and decided to go long, with this indecision print on the 1 minute was another opportunity to just play the ebbs and flows of the market. So that was a really good look. Momentum moved through some of these key pivots, but then you get this indecision print right there at these highs. So that's a big move, and especially once it breaks the support system right here, then boom, you get that move back towards the volume weighted at average price and the lower end of the range. What time is Chime dropping? No, it's today, but no idea on what time. I don't either. Maybe usually around 1 o'clock they come out, I believe. So we're gonna just be patient. I'm sure everyone in the chat is gonna let us know as well. But yeah, as soon as it does come out, we're gonna be looking to put some trades on Chime as well.
No question about it.
Did you say you were?
Yeah, it says it doesn't really know, but I don't think that this was the right thing. Let me just go to Gemini over here, and I'll copy the same prompt that I put into chat. I even gave it the entire date. Let's see. We can do it in front of this is Gemini 2.5, guys, because we have enterprise here at work. So today's June 12th, 2025. Alibaba is not optional on my brokerage account. Is there anything being reported about options not being available for this stock? Find out online. Let's find out what Goggles has to say there. As of today, there are no reports indicating that options are not available. In fact, the search results clearly show that are actively being traded. Incorrect. Look again. There we go. Let's find out what it is. It seems I misunderstood.
We're getting a mixed bag here in the chat as well, too, Sharif. Some people are saying it's available on Webull. Some people are saying it's not.
IB.
So could it be regional, maybe? Like,
or IB?
Yeah, or IB. But yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting stuff. Yeah, we'll continue to dig into this a little bit here, guys, and see if we find anything. But yeah, unfortunately, AMD's not doing too good. If there's any names that you want to go over here, guys, I'm looking for some precise entries right now. We missed that one on Tesla for the short side, but that's okay. I think there's going to be a couple more opportunities, and I'm just going to be risking small, right? Considering I had a nice profitable day, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cap whatever loss. I'll just take a fraction of what I made and then use that as risk, and then possibly put on some other trades there. So yeah, if there's anything that you guys want to go over, just put it in the chat. We'll go over some options chain stuff, some option strategies, etc. Whatever you guys feel like going over, and we'll do that. So.
All right, guys, keeping an eye here on the trades. Currently, SGMT still hanging out near 70s, actually 72 now showing up. Here comes 75 again. So this is hanging out near the high and has been for the last 15 minutes or so. It's got 3 5-minute candles all at the highs, closing at or near the highs. So I feel, I don't know, maybe good chance now to really take out that 775 high of the day. There's really no size posted. Look at that, 775. You got 3 lots, 1 lot. And I have almost every brokerage, or sorry, every gateway available, known to man. It's been given to me here for permission. So if there was size posted on a gateway, I'd see it, and there's just none. So there's certainly an iceberg order here on SGMT, keeping this bad boy down. But it's KLTO that I need to worry about now, because it is coming down into the 20, and now we are out of the money on KLTO. There's that 20 exponential retracement. Let's see if it finds support here. This was a previous area of general support between 20 and 25. Zigging and zagging right now. I've added substantially into this one, so I don't really want to add any more. But, you know, if it's coming into the right area, why not? So, yeah, KLTO bouncing into that 2.25, popping right back into 230. So we'll see what this one does. It could have been stop hunting people. There you go, bouncing right back into the mid 30s. So I did miss an opportunity to add there. That's on me. Seller at 33s. Can we shake them? I'm looking for that decisive 40 break on KLTO. It's up over 60%. It's got substantial amounts of volume. We've got almost printed 100 million shares here, 97.8 million shares. Can't shake the seller at 33 though. They keep posting more. Now we have about 1,000 lots waiting at 33, so keep tabs on that. But I saw SGMT just took out the high of the day. There's 80s. We still haven't printed anything though, because I haven't been waiting at 80s. So let's take out something here possibly at 79s. Good move up here for SGMT. Let's see if we can get a little bit higher. I'm waiting at 82s. 82s now showing up on the ask. 78 though on the bid. So we are at the high of the day currently on SGMT, up 26%. A good hold of the level, but we need continuity, and there it is, taking out all the prints. Now we're waiting at 88, and we got shares on here for SGMT. So let's go ahead and wait a little bit higher. Now I'm going to wait at 95, and then the north side of 805. We'll wait there as well for an $8 break. SGMT on that good stuff right now. Let's see if it continues going. KNW, not really. SGMT taking that Elon stuff. KNW is on nothing right now. It's dormant. It's taking that. What are those sleeping pills called? Zoplicone or whatever. What is it? Starts with an A,
I
man.
you're talking more about like the.
Not melatonin.
Yeah.
Well, it is maybe melatonin. Maybe the more appropriate one here. Hey. Ambien, yes, thank you. Assassino knows exactly what I'm talking about there.
Assassino, why do you know that one there, brother?
Why not, bro? What is that? Like, it's like a bad thing to know what it's like.
Yeah, why do you know that one there?
Obi's telling me something. Yeah. What did it say? Something about option mispricing.
Ex-dividend, yeah.
Okay, so let's see what Ope sent me over here. There it is. I'm just going to read it, brother, because Ope sent it to me. So he sent me an 03, which is obviously it's by far the best. By the way, that Nate guy that I always tell you guys about, he posted something yesterday about 03 Pro, not 03 Mini. So here's what it said. Basically, what triggers this mess? Yeah, why did my... Okay, well, we'll read it after we get back from Adara because she's got breaking news.
Yeah, just keep an eye out here for any of these legacy media names. I have Paramount up, PARA dropping here. You can also keep an eye on any of these drug companies as well. Wall Street Journal reporting that senators are going to be proposing a ban on drug advertising to consumers. So the reason legacy media is coming up here is that some people are saying on X, we know that legacy media often relies on these drug ads. So keep an eye here on any of these companies that have any kind of cable or ad-related involvement and anything in that drug space. Back to you.
Lee. All right. Yeah, let's go. That's what it's going to be. So we'll get back to that. It's quite long in the tooth, this response, but the idea here is that there is something behind it. We're not just hallucinating.
Yeah, it's something regarding the dividend payout. I don't know how that would necessarily affect an options. I just being honest, because I have no idea. I've never experienced anything like that. So we'll find out some more, and obviously with the post market, I'll do some more reading on it as well too. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Tesla long here. I don't know necessarily, especially off of this candle here. You've seen that we got that volatility spike, right? And then the move just wasn't sustained. We couldn't contain that trend. So, I mean, we are running into some key support levels, but am I going to be looking for a long on Tesla? Not right this second. I'm going to be a little bit more patient. But the Qs, let's go, are heading towards the high day, being led by the likes of Google, it seems to be the case, guys. So we will go through the Mag 7 right now. And I'm going to throw Broadcom on there just because no one else wants to. They don't think that it deserves to be on there. So that would be the first one that we're going to go through just because we get to do what we want around here. So Broadcom, there we go. A nice move here. Let's see it from a daily standpoint. Okay, so right there, bang. It's what is the word I'm looking for? It's outpacing the overall market there. Okay. So it has put in a new all-time high. That was a while ago, but it did break the previous highs there. Now let's see what Amazon's up to. I think that's going to be a big one, but we want to zoom in and see what we got going on. Is it leading the way? See, yeah, it's not doing too much. And I mean, if these big names really want to start, if they start to play catch up, then it's going to just drag the market higher. Apple not doing too much, heading into some key pre-market levels. Is it going to go towards this pre-market high? That is going to be a big inflection point possibly here in AAPL. So good look as it's starting to crawl, but you can see that we've been running into some prior resistance or some prior support now acting as resistance, and that's going to be the pre-market lows there. Now let's take a look at, so we got Amazon, we've seen Google, we went over Apple. Let's see what Softy's up to, Microsoft there. Okay, so trending higher, leading the market up with it. So we got two strong names in the likes of Google. Wow, AMD. Whoa. Never mind anything else. I was going to say your word, freaking D right there. Big time pop out. Look at this volume spike right here, guys. That is major laser right there. Oh. So let's see what we got going on. Can this move be sustained? Gonna wait for that pullback. Don't want to chase just yet. Be patient. Wait for that ABCD type pattern, and then maybe you'll get the continuation. But I'm going to assume there's going to be some news here on AMD, Sharif.
Yeah, we're sending it to Adair.
Oh, did I? How come I didn't?
Oh,
I didn't get any.
My bad.
Did you? Yeah.
All right, so let's keep an eye here on KLTO. So this just absolutely tanked. So I got stopped out. I punched right back in. I want to hold that volume weighted average price. So I've set up another dip trade at 210. Let's see if this one ends up holding up. KLTO in focus. But SGMT continuing to put in highs right back into 92 as it goes. I'm waiting for this one for a flat top break. Let's pack our patience there. KNW as well continues to range at the volume weighted average price. I was able to extract a couple of prints, but this is very much a dead trade right now, hovering at the volume weighted average price and not giving me any higher highs. So these small caps don't exactly have that huge move up like we've gotten lately with these ones. So we'll keep tabs on this one. Yeah. AMD, breaking news with Adara.
The CEO of the company, that would be Dr. Lisa Su, is saying that the AI chip market will exceed $500 billion by 2028. So there's the comments. coming here from Lisa Su, company CEO. She's also apparently saying that the inference chip market will grow even faster. I was seeing some people on X saying that it's the company's investor day. I couldn't find anything to confirm that, but we're going to keep an eye here on this. AMD, comments coming from CEO Lisa Su. It's worth noting yesterday as well. Not a huge reaction to this other than post-market, but excuse me, this move here happened after we had the information reporting that AMD and Cisco have been approached by Saudi Arabia for a cloud project. So keep an eye on AMD. Trump's still answering questions, and he's actually saying that there's a chance of massive conflict globally and that something could happen soon. So geopolitical tensions on watch. Back to you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that, Adara. So you've seen that big spike. That's so crazy. And that's why I'm saying be patient on some of these volatility spikes. That was so fast and furious. Liquidity grabbed through some of these resistance zones, but then came right back to the south end of this range. So, yeah, I mean, tough look if you punch long there. Again, let's be patient, see if we can get a continuation in the trade.
All right, guys. I want to let you know, traders, are you ready to fully optimize the computer you use for trading every day? Well, Easy Trading Computers and Trader TV have teamed up to bring you an exclusive sale on the world's most powerful AI-ready computers for trading. This limited-time desktop and laptop sale includes exclusive performance upgrades, bonus gear, and 0% financing. And that it's only for Trader TV viewers. So if you're interested, scan that QR code, enter your email address, and unlock access before the offer is gone, guys. This exclusive sale is ending June 12th. At 5 p.m. So today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, scan that QR code or click the link in the description box. Shout out to the great folks at Easy Trading Computers. So we'll keep tabs on, guys, I just want to quickly get back over here to KLTO. I feel like I got stop hunted there. So we'll look wet the beak here a little bit, see if we can kind of move back up above that $0.25. Still holding the volume weighted average price. I'm looking to defend VWAP on this one as well. Packing my patience on this one. I did add aggressively as well to ATXI as it got right back into the volume weighted average price. This is originally where I got in. We were able to scalp substantial amount of the position, so I was really light on shares over here. So I punched back in at that $0.50. Let's see if this one wants to bounce back up. Let's go ahead and throw in some profit takers there for a possible move back up. I did move up my stop on this one, though, to the break of 45 pennies. So that's what I'll be keeping my eye out on there. RCAT as well. We were looking at this one. This is a loser of mine today. And we got basically taken out once this one lost the volume weighted average price. It is looking to really kind of regain that $9 area and possibly VWAP as well, right around 913, 914 or so. It's going to be of no interest in me until it gets above and stays above that level. So RCAT in focus as well, guys. KNW still waiting for something on here. Can't believe it's been doing this. This is crazy. 11:55 to 12:47, an hour of this range holding VWAP. We'll see if this one wants to curl back up. And if it does, is there bamboozlement? I mean, does it stop you out? Like you get stop hunted maybe through 40s and then it goes back along its merry way to the high side. That is a possibility I've seen many times as well. So that could be in play. KLTO doesn't look like it wants to bounce back above that $0.25 area. So we'll have to wait for either a VWAP add there or a fail. So KLTO in focus as well here, Joseph.
Thank you for that. I think I'm going to just short this market here, which, again, if I'm wrong, I have no issues of getting out in, nor will I be continuously fighting this trend. So there we go. We're going to punch a little. We now have definitive risk, right? If it cracks through that high and the Mag 7 really want to get the steam engine moving, then you know what? We'll just hop out. No issues about that. But we are now short the TQs, looking for that move back towards that volume weighted average price. We failed to construct a new high before price started to turn around. Adair, what do you got for us? Oh, wow.
Trump done this bill signing ceremony. In case you guys missed it, some of the highlights included him talking about how he likes Elon Musk, he likes Tesla, and he wants to talk to Elon Musk about EVs pretty soon. We also had him saying that he loves China. He says that he believes he can save TikTok. And he also said that he believes something big is coming soon, quote unquote, with regards to geopolitical tension and conflict. At 3:30 p.m., we'll see Trump once again. He'll be signing some executive orders. We'll have to wait and see. I find during the afternoon meetings, he tends to be more likely to be late, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but keep an eye at 3:30. If not, we'll still be there to cover it for the market recap because we stay late, so make sure you stay late, traders. Back to you.
Ooh, I like that. That's a little bit off Sean's there. Traders stay late, huh?
Hey, traders should go.
I like that. I like that.
Traders got to trade, man.
What you got, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm short the Qs here, guys. This is where my out's going to be right here. We'll just draw the line, just so you guys know. Not right at it. You want to give it, obviously, a little bit of breathing room. That's going to put us at this previous high. If it squeezes me out, that's okay. We'll be patient and maybe get another opportunity. But if the big names, like I mentioned, it's a good idea to keep an eye on what the big boys are up to. Right now, Google is starting to pull back off of those highs, and NVDA is starting to head back towards the volume-weighted average price. And we're going to be going off to Adara.
All right, Adara.
Sorry, guys, so many news headlines today, aren't there? Here's OMC. This is Omnicom Group. Keep an eye on this one. Big drop to the downside. New York Times reporting that the FTC is considering some restrictions on a merger between Omnicom and Interpublic. Interpublic, here's a ticker for this one, is IPG. Interpublic group of companies pushing higher on this news. This is usually the case when we hear about these mergers potentially not going through or being on the rocks. The company that is being acquired usually drops on this news. The company that was set to do the acquisition, they actually pop. Go back to Chime. Back to you.
All right, Chime is open, guys. CHYM open right now. It's at 43 and change. All right, let's keep an eye out on this one. Here we go. It's really coming down here, Joseph.
Yeah,
what a move up. There we go. We're long, guys. We're long.
You're
Let's
long?
go. Boom. Oh,
no.
zigging and zagging, Joseph. Let's see if we got it. Take it over, brother. Take it over.
Yeah. You got to manage that there. I'll put up for you guys. The short is working out here on TQQs. We're going to continue on this short. Sharif is long Chime. Let's pull this one up. Come on, Chime. Squeeze this. Don't take the wind out of this Chime here. Dude, oh, I spelt it wrong. No, I didn't. There it goes. What are you long at?
Boom.
Did you take it out, lad?
Boom.
Oh, my days.
Boom.
Yes, my friend. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Oh,
That
wow.
was intense. That was intense.
Oh, my days. That was
hairs on me.
Did you?
Dude,
Let's go.
God. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you killed it? You killed that one there?
Okay.
Sweaty.
That was Katina Man stuff right there. Man, wow.
Go.
Look at that, Joseph. Bottom freaking wick, man.
Yeah, that's sick. Good entry there, bro.
Yeah, no, but a little bit light there, bro.
Yeah,
a little bit light.
What do you mean a little bit light?
Yeah, we took $1 on that. We could have done a little bit better on that one. All right, Joseph, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm still short. All right, that was quick. Talking about an adrenaline dump there. It's just like, boom, execution. Bang, then you're just coming right back into reality.
Back to reality.
I
just got stopped at a KNW, though. That was not a good one.
Reality.
Got stopped out of that one. What do you got?
What song is that there? Oh, we already went over this one. Yeah.
Oh, we don't even have that. Oh, that's not bad at all on KNW.
Why do you got to do this?
That
why do you embarrass me like this?
I know. It's always like that. It's always like that, man.
Why? It's like when Milo doesn't walk in the middle of the street. It's like, come on, bro. Like, man.
It's like, why are you doing this to me right now?
I thought we were cool, man. Like, I feed you and stuff. I play with you and everything. And then you do that. And you decide not to walk right in the most, like, crucial points, like, right in the middle of the crosswalk. Like, no, we're not playing this game here. We'll pick them up and get going on. Sweeping, yeah, let's go. Let's go sweeping. Double top on Bitcoin, though, right at 6120, but that's not too good. Yeah, I don't like the looks of that, but let's pull up the options chain, see what we got going on, because I think it's really important to see what the just high level. So, yeah, there we go. And this is what we're sweeping. In order for Bitcoin, I think, to continue to climb higher, now that it's heavily influenced by the American financial markets. Here, look, 61 through 63. Just look at this congestion zone here. We got 21,000, 34,000, and 38,000. And then scroll up, scroll down. You're not going to see anything that high on this week's expiration cycle. And then we're also starting to build up here as well. So we need these to get lifted a couple strikes higher. I mean, I would want to see the concentration start at 65. That can give me a solid signal to say, hey, Joseph, we plan on climbing a little bit higher here in Bitcoin, but right now we're just stuffed, and I think a lot of tech assets are as well too right now. We see it in the likes of NVDA having trouble breaking 145. We're seeing Google with 175 and 177. So guys, it's our job to just keep an eye on these things and to see if these are going to be lifted for next week's expiration cycle, and I'm going to be continuing to do so.
All right, guys, SGMT's taking out highs here aggressively. Where's that at? There we go. So now we're on the way to 8. It's a 797 high. We're almost, full disclosure, we're almost done our trade on this one. We have one more out, and that out will be the one above $8. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cancel that. We're going to let this one run, and then we'll see where it ends up. So SGMT, one last out on this bad boy. Don't want to take it out too early and then have it, really move up aggressively, and that obviously displeased me. KLTO. This is make or break time now.
Ooh.
For KLTO, because this is the volume weighted average price retracement, and I won't be holding it for much longer than this. So it's make or break time. We're 1 penny out of the money. I have substantial amount of shares left in this stock, so definitely need it. Well, don't need it, but it want it to go up, and we'll see exactly what we get there. I've put in my stop. Everything is done for this one. Either it stops me out or it moves back up. We're going to have to see which way this cookie crumbles. We've got 15s on. It's showing me 13, so a couple of pennies out of the money there on KLTO. Let's look at AXTI as well. Where's that one at? There it is. So I added substantially into that 50 penny level for volume weighted average price retracement. I've got a lot of shares on this one as well.
Ooh,
I've been taking shares on all of them, man.
Today.
Well, we're still down on the day, but I'm trying to work out of it. If some of these trades print, then it's going to really rocket to the high side. But we'll definitely look to do as best as we can. So AXTI holding VWAP. It's putting in higher lows in terms of from areas. If you're looking at this area over here at 1035 is an area low. And then the subsequent area where I got in, that's a higher low. And this is basically the same area low. So we'll see exactly if it wants to rocket up or not. What do we have on it right now? We've got 51s on. It's showing me 57. So not out of the clear by any means, but definitely keeping an eye on it. SGMT is coming right back up into that 805. So I'm happy I took my my out there. Let's see if it can clear 8. It's an 805 high now on SGMT. What do we have on this one? We have 52, so not a bad look there, but definitely looking for, a bigger squeeze. I mean, SGMT has been very consistent all day. It's up 30%, having trouble with that $8 area. However, it's KLTO that's killing me right now, man. It's hovering at VWAP with no real sign that it's about to put in any higher highs and higher lows. Now, it did have this kind of dance with VWAP right around that 10:30 and 11 o'clock time where it wicked below VWAP and then ended up making a bigger move up. But we are not 10:35, 11 anymore. 1 o'clock is a bit of a slower time. So there's a chance that this one, really does break down and I end up being on the wrong side of the trade. So I will keep my eye out on that one. Let's go back to Chime though. Oh my goodness, Chime is on the way down, Joseph. It is absolutely tanking. And quite frankly, on the 5, every single candle is red on the 5.
Way to grab that there, though.
Yeah, well, I saw what Katina did. Katina printed big on that last time. You saw that.
Bigly.
You saw, we all saw that, dude.
Yeah.
And he was in and out of the trade in like 3 seconds.
No, that was me. He rode it for a long time.
But like the bulk of the money, I think he made very quickly. It was like a 10-second, 50-second trade, right? And there's an obvious element of risk when you're doing this. But my thing was, look, the IPO, we're going to go to Adair in a sec. The IPO price was $27. By the time we got around, the tap was showing me 45. Well, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
It means it's oversubscribed. I mean, like, there's a lot of demand. People throwing moves in their market on open orders or lose a limit on open orders, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And that ends up factoring into the tap. And in addition to that, we've seen the prior IPO. What was the other IPO that Katina took the other day? What was that one called? Was it Circle?
Yeah, Circle.
Circle. And then we saw that they had to issue more shares because it was so oversubscribed at the IPO level. So you feel like the market's liking IPOs lately. Adara, what's up?
Keep an eye here on AMD. They're still having, I guess, this event, and apparently they just announced that XAI, which is Elon Musk's AI startup, apparently it's actually using AMD's MI300 AI chip. So not using NVIDIA. According to this AMD event, XAI is actually using these AMD MI300s. Let's take a look at NVDA here. Let's see if there's any reaction. Not really. NVIDIA is still pretty choppy, but Lisa Su and Co. apparently providing some chips for Elon Musk's XAI. And back to you.
All right, guys, yeah, let's pull up my screen here. But first, I'm going to pull up to see what we got going on for likes, right? Because we're putting in a monster day. Adara's bringing you guys so much news.
Fire, bro.
So if you're not going to do it for Sharif and I, then make sure you do it for Adara.
Yeah, I'll definitely do it for Adara.
Yeah.
This trade has
just
unlimited
502.
upside.
What kind of nonsense is that? Come on. Let's go. Yeah, I'm serious, man.
Way to tell them how you really feel, bro.
Hey, I will, man.
Tell them how you really feel, baby.
It's an equal relationship. They make fun of me because they think that I farted on air. I didn't, but now it's time to play your part. I absorbed all of that, so now come on, just hit that like. Again, it's not too difficult. Good. If it's not for me, it's for everyone else around me. So much appreciated for that, guys. Just make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. There we go, and we're getting a nice little pop. 5,800 of you guys. If we can get that to 1,000, does the channel wonders. I'm not even asking you guys to do it for me. I'm asking for you guys to do it for everyone else. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm asking for all my friends, everyone else that's around here, and all the Trader TV live team. So yeah, there we go. How can anyone not like this channel unless exactly we don't like it, we love it there, Jag. Thank you very much.
I think there's just people out there that they don't like to see other people having fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So they watch a show for 3 hours, but you know, when they do comment, they like to comment negatively.
Yeah, negatively.
I think that is an interesting reflection on what's inside of a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do like to see that, but you're going to get blocked right away. Don't get me wrong.
You already heard that from Sharif. He's gonna block you right away,
it's just really interesting to me that someone would spend 3 hours with us, get to know a lot about us, and then just want to crap on us.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you watching me then?
Like, honestly, and the thing is, though, guys, it's like we're exposing so much to you. We're putting on these trades, win or lose. You guys know the day that I had a garbage day yesterday. You know what I mean? And to the person who said, hey, sorry, Joe, and I said, don't apologize for me. And I want to break that down a little bit more, is because I don't want to be like you guys to feel kind of any form of be apologetic towards these moves, because this is exactly what we have to do. But also, I want us as a collective unit is what we want to have that short-term memory, right? So just as a collective unit, if we're just saying there, oh, sorry, bro, blah, blah, blah. No, it's like, no. We know what we did wrong. It's done. Write the 3 things that you did wrong. Now write 3 solutions to that, and then move forward. Look for that next trade, or look for that next opportunity. Short-term memory here in the markets. Just move forward. Stay forward looking. And if you just dwell on continuous losses, I know how I have in the past, then guess what? It gets you nowhere, right? You don't want to dig up dirt. So just continuously be forward looking. You can't change the past. And I think it's just best to just, if you've done something bad, write down the 3 things you did bad, and then write a solution for every one of those things that you did bad, and then sure enough, you're going to be on your way. But don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me, because again, we need to learn quick, we need to forget quick, and move on to that next trade.
Don't feel sorry for me, Argentina.
I don't know that one.
Shout out to you know like, look, usually it's me not knowing.
I don't know who. Don't feel
movie,
sorry.
Evita,
no.
No, well, it's an old one, Joseph.
Have you ever been to Coco Bongo?
Bro, he wasn't born yet. I know, bro.
Oh yeah.
Coco Bongo in Cancun?
Or Dominican.
No, I've been to the one in Cancun enough times.
Yeah, enough times. Yeah, right.
Been to Cancun 5 times, bro. Adara, what's going on up there? We're talking about Cancun.
Been time.
I'm sorry, guys. There's just so much news. So for one, be aware here, 30-year auction happening. We're waiting on the results, but apparently before this $22 billion auction, the 30-year yield sat at 4.859%. Lyft coming out here with the catalyst. We'll talk about that quickly. Just now, this came out. We do have Lyft apparently introducing new ad solutions to engage riders on the move, according to its blog. Nice push to the upside for LYFT. Now, AMD, this event's still happening. CEO Lisa Su saying that the company's MI350 AI chips are faster than their NVIDIA counterparts. So I'll have to wait and see what happens there. We actually also got the high yield, 4.844% for that 30-year bond high yield. Prior to the auction, it was 4.859%, so more or less in line with what we were looking for here for this auction. Back to the guys.
She wants to smoke, eh?
She wants it all,
She wants to smoke. It's her cousin. You know, it's her biggest competitor.
That's crazy.
She's fallen behind. How does she stimulate things? Throw in some controversy, Lisa. Get them. All right, no, man. Seriously, Lisa Su's an absolute OG, but we all know what's been happening lately. NVIDIA dominating like 90% of the advanced AI chip market, with AMD a distant second. Obviously, AVGO overtaking and AMD and then some, obviously, as a big AI player. But, man, Dr. Lisa Su, she's an OG, bro. And we're going to have to wait and see how she can do. We've seen some of these bigger hyperscalers put in those AMD orders, but when you're taking 80% of Taiwan Semi's output capacity, what the hell is left?
What are you supposed to do?
You know what I mean?
Point? Yeah.
So shout out to Lisa Su.
I agree. Shout out to Lisa Su. Yeah, here we go, guys. We got a big time squeeze in the market, so I'm just holding on by a thread with the remaining bit that I have. I still have 75% of my position, actually 70, we'll call it. So yeah, if it comes back to my break even, then I think that's just going to be the narrative of this session. So advanced money destroyer, yeah, it's back. Bitcoin putting in a new high day, so that's a positive sign. But here we are. We're still sitting in this trade. A lot of whipsaw moves throughout the session here. We've seen it in the likes of Tesla. We've now seen it in AMD. The Qs are doing one right now. So a lot. Why? Okay, no.
What happened, Joe?
Who is running the thing there?
Who?
Is that
what?
you, Fabian? Or is that Assassino? Who?
It's a new thing. What's happening?
What is this? No, everybody's saying number.
Okay, so I haven't got the chance to tell you about it because Fabian, the Chilean Nightmare, was telling me while you were talking.
Yeah.
So we can't really announce it yet, but it's a really good way for everyone to vote indirectly.
Indirect?
Okay, yeah. It's,
what are we
in the process.
indirectly voting?
Like the way that you and I do the polls every day. We throw in a few tickers. Assassino's in my ear right now. That's why the note is on the chair. I don't know what he means.
On the chat.
The chat. Okay, I see what you're saying. I was like, what chair?
Get it together.
Why are you laughing, Ram? I'm going to throw Trenda at you, bro. Adara, come take Trenda before I throw it at Ram.
We got to order. We got to get our thing.
I love how I drag Adara into the problem. She has nothing to do with it, but she always gets dragged in.
Let's tell them that we're going to get a little upgrade here. Did we show them our upgrade there?
No. We can't tell them.
We can't show them? Okay, we can't tell them.
Okay,
all right, so we'll scratch that plan. And then, we'll go on to something else there. I mean, we're unfortunately, you guys have to wait. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so everybody's putting it in the chat now. Thank you, Alexander. Much appreciated. There's honestly, you can go across the board. You're not going to see very many people kind of doing it like how we are. Live executions, L2, having a good time as well. And with that news being brought to you minute by minute. So, yeah, we got it going on.
Get it together, boys. Sorry, Marcus.
Sorry, Marcus. Yes,
we tend to, digress a little bit.
Sorry, brother. Sorry. We're going to get back right into it
what
here.
What happened? It is 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock
pause us on the most unflattering angles. You gave Adara the most unflattering angle yesterday. Look at me, bro.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What the hell is that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
I don't know.
She likes to see people suffer.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Look at that, bro. Look at her in her little shoal there.
Yeah.
How many shoals you need? You got a jacket right on the back there. Why do you have that little blankie?
A blankie. I need a blankie, man. Joey Shivers.
We got to call out Ram.
Yeah. Let's go Bitcoin, though. Here we go. A big gap down. Let's see if this gap can start to get filled. We have now breached that. We open up a 5-minute right above that zone there, guys. So that could be a nice move here in Bitcoin. And the market's just really choppy. I would like to see this move back towards the volume-weighted average price. I'm still holding on to a bit. But if it comes back to my break even, I'll just hop out. AMD just chopping everybody up. So it's a chop fest there, guys. Be cautious on this one. So there you go. You see those volatility spikes, those whipsaw moves, and it's not too good of a look there.
I'm just sending
AMD.
him the...
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we got going on. Got it going on. Google heading back towards VWAP. NVDA kind of doing the opposite of that, bouncing off of the volume-weighted average price. Keeping Playmaker, maybe we're throwing it up there for sure. Okay, Sharif, we're going to add a little twist here to the Playmaker today.
Okay.
Do the twist. Do the twist.
Well, what's going on?
Anyway, all right. So, okay, yeah. Sorry, Marcus, we're focusing. Marcus, I'm sorry, we're focusing. All right. So let's hop in the Playmaker. We're gonna do an options contract today. So that's gonna be the game plan here on the Playmaker poll. Sharif, I want this week's expiration cycle SPY at the money calls. Can you please give me the number?
SPY at the money calls?
Yeah.
You're like talking like I understand options, bro. Like, what is happening?
Sorry.
Let me do it live.
Yeah, we'll do it live.
So I can actually learn. All right, we're doing the live. So you want the SPY, right?
SPY, yes, please.
SPY, let's go like that. We're going to take
tomorrow's expiration.
Let's just take off all these extra areas here.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
SPY. where am I looking here? So at the money.
Yes.
So currently the SPY is 602.91. So what do I like 603?
No, yes, we'll go 60. Yeah, we'll go 603 call.
Okay. Call.
Yeah, and how much is that on the ask?
On
there?
the ask side, 84.
84 cents. Okay, so we're gonna document that on the call side here.
Right.
I'll pull it up on our graph, but I just gotta watch this because there we go. I'm gonna get stopped out on that break even on the TQs, guys. I'll display that momentarily as it came back to my entry point. So don't want to turn a winning trade into a losing one. But now we're going to head 101 Dalmatians right here.
Oh.
Call option. Okay, it is now valued at, sorry, you gave me 84 cents?
Well, I don't know, bro.
Okay, you told
yes,
me 84 cents.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
So that is 84 cents.
Why are we doing it like this? We're going to do
It's an experiment,
Fair,
right?
fair,
It's an experiment.
fair.
We're going to see how it goes, okay? So we're going to give this, it's either going to go to we're going to look for that 2 to 1, or it's going to expire worthless.
Okay.
So our stop loss is going to be at $0 right there.
Okay.
So we're either going to allow it to expire worthless, or we're going to be looking for a $2 move on that. So it's going to be at a value of $2.84 is going to be our primary target right there, okay?
I like it.
So that is the, oh, I got these mixed up here because I got to change this up here. So this is our play maker on all our data. So $2.84 is what we're looking to take that off either, or it's going to expire worthless. Okay, guys, it is now 106. That's what we got going on these options. And we're going to see throughout the day how theta affects this, which I think is going to be really interesting as well too. So 84 cents, and I'm going to add a little bit more too as well. I told you guys about the cumulative P&L. Like, I have all this data, but for some reason it's not adding up after this, the 86th trade. And when I added it, for some reason it's not adding into the equity curve there. So that's one thing I got to sort out, which I will do so this weekend for you guys. But now we're starting with options. The value of that contract is $84. We're looking for $2.84 on today's at the money SPY put. All right, guys. Oh, actually, I should put in the price target as well, too. Okay, I got to do a lot of stuff here, but let's see what Adair is up to.
Companies apparently using AMD chips, including Meta. Apparently, an executive from the company announced that Meta is using AMD MI350 chips. These are the chips that AMD said are better than NVIDIA's for training and deploying its recommendation engine. So yet another company here jumping on the AMD MI350 bandwagon here. That would be META. Back to you.
That Adara.
Thank you.
All right, guys, done the trade over here on my friend SGMT. We got out nicely here at around 807. Not bad. It's topping tail through 810, so I kind of got the feeling there could have been a short seller of note. That was the bad side. The good side is we were putting in higher lows on the successive area troughs. So, yeah, this one could still continue to go. I just didn't want to manage too many trades going into the illiquid time of the day. Now, KLTO, this was a problem for me, okay? But it did bounce up. We've got 15s on right now. I just took some at 18s. It's back above VWAP, but it is now looking like it's rejecting the 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart, whereas prior to that it had been using it. So now it's using the 10 EMA as resistance. What I want to keep my eye out on, though, is a lower low. So if we do end up taking out that $2 level, I'm gonna have to cut this one. Whether or not we've got way more size in KLTO than I took in SGMT. So this one, if it ends up going south, will be a big loser, full disclosure, okay? So we're going to give you the good, we'll give you the bad as well. And the other one that I'm involved in right now, AXTI. This one's been straddling the volume weighted average price basically since making that high of the day at 270. Positive on this one, happy with how I've traded it, but knowing full well that we've still got good size on here and it could lose the volume weighted average price and it could get in some trouble. So what I did was I moved up my stop to basically account for that, and that may push me out of the trade early, and then it may end up moving up because I've got a tighter stop than I had wanted to, because I don't want to give too much back. So AXTI in focus. Guys, I want to remind you that we have an IPO, CHYM. It's trading obviously higher than the $27 IPO price, but a lot lower than the open price. And I'll submit to you, it opened up at around maybe $40.10. We got involved with this one super quick. No, not $40, excuse me. It opened up at $44. And it looks like 40 cents, 35 cents, something like that. It ended up making a low of 38 bucks. It's really dropping. Yeah, it opened, Katina, man. It's been open since about 12:50, so we're deep right now into it. It's kind of breaking down, not as good as last time, Katina, man, but trying to break back above 40. It goes. So Oh, no. Oh, boy. CHYM right now, zigging and zagging at around 40 bucks. So we'll keep tabs on that. Joseph, anything you got over there?
Yeah, thank you for the super chat there, Marcus Steven Johnson. Much appreciated. As always, brother, we try to get back on. Oh, bro, what's up, Randall? What's up, Randy? It's cooking, brother. It's cooking, yeah.
Since we got, I gotta interrupt here.
Okay.
So you see XPeng? See what they did today? You saw the G7? You saw the G7. You see how much it cost?
I know.
$33,000 US here. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to Derek. She's got news, but when we get back, we're gonna chat a little bit with Randy.
Build the thing there.
Sorry to interrupt the Randy minute here. We're going to talk for a minute about a different type of vehicle, not an EV, but a plane. Here's Boeing, BA. Apparently, comments coming from CEO Kelly Ortberg. He said that he's spoken to the chairman of Air India to offer their support with regards to the crash this morning. He also said that a Boeing team is apparently ready to support the investigation led by India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau. Boeing also said they're going to be deferring to India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau to provide info about the flight. Keep an eye on BA. Kelly Ortberg here with some remarks. Back to you.
No. You're not gonna just say Kelly Ortberg like that so quick and leave. How's he doing these days, Adara?
Pardon?
How's Kelly doing these days?
I don't know how Kelly's doing. Contrary to popular opinion, Kelly Ortberg and I have never spoken. There was someone in the chat named Kelly Ortberg.
Shut the door, Adara. There we go. All right, we're just teasing Adara. We all know the Kelly Ortberg stuff. All right, so. All right, Assassino, can we show the screen? So this is the new G7.
I like it.
And it's supposed to be a Model Y competitor. Do I have that correct? Ish. Like, is it the same size?
Give or take.
Give or take. Okay.
It's close.
All right. You're muted. No, he's not muted.
He's not muted.
I think he might be muted on your side, Assassino.
Mic there.
But Randy, yeah. So let's keep an. It has a battery. I think we're good. Let me know if when he's unmuted.
Can you hear me? Yes. Checking.
Are we good to go?
1, 2.
All right, here we go, man. We got the interior pictures and everything. So this is it here, Randy. Let's zoom in a little bit on the. Oh, it's not letting me zoom in. I like it. I like that light bar in the back. Side profile is good.
Yeah, it looks like a Lexus a little bit there.
Yeah, it does. You got to wonder about these rims, though. Like, usually those are not aerodynamic, right? And they kill the efficiency a little bit.
Sean and I had this discussion about the hubcaps on his Model 3.
Yeah.
They're for aerodynamic efficiency. You know what? In the grand scheme of things, it's probably less than 1%.
Really, eh?
Less than 1%.
But I've seen, like, look.
You get the big.
We're having issues with your mic. We're having issues with your mic. Okay, so we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Yeah, so Randy's always around, guys. All right, Joseph, take it over.
Yeah. Someone in the chat asked me, when am I going to be shorting the Qs again? I'm going to be patient on this one here, guys, to see if we get another pop above this, or if this is going to be enough momentum in order for us to construct a new high of the day. So just keep an eye out for that here, guys. There might be another short opportunity right at this specific level. A lot going on around me. So yeah, would you care for coffee, RS? Oh, hey there. What? Crap stock? Come on, man. Oh, RSVP for Kelly Ortberg. I get that. It's not really ugly. It looks like an average modern car. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking as well, to their normal special. I don't see anything crazy about it, but I mean, it looks relatively nice. And if it's cheap, then, hey, even better. But sometimes you get what you pay for when it comes to that stuff. Ooh, okay, the short is definitely coming into play. How much do I got to risk here? About a couple of cents. So yeah, I'll get involved small here. I don't think this is going to be a very precise entry, but I do want to try to be able to capture this move back towards the volume-weighted average price. So maybe I'll wait for it to come back towards the top end of this range. But if we do open up below this, then that could be a good potential move back towards these lows. But you can see that we have a definitive support system. Glad I didn't chase that, because now we're just kind of range bound. So it would probably be best for you to post up here and then try to catch a fill around that. So maybe that's what I'll do there for you guys. I'll post up there at 75.90. See if we can catch a fill. There we are at the top end of that range. Boom, 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 pow. So there we go. We'll go 93s. Actually, we'll go 92s just to be a little extra cautious. But there we go. Yeah, I'll post up on that. If it catches that fill, then I think we'll be okay for that short. It's a little bit better than my initial entry, and it's a little bit closer to the high of the day. So that'd be better. Or otherwise, we're just range bound and maybe not have the ability to construct. But AMD, putting in some new lows here, guys, heading towards the pre-market low. I think it's going to drag the market. So never mind this post and play. We want to punch and play here, guys. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm not about that post up, punch and play. Let's go. Let's see what we got going on. We break that high of the day and bang, it comes right against me. Good stuff. All right. So yeah, here we are, 76. It breaks this level here. We're out of this. Gone, Zeno. AMD is gone. It has now put in a new low. So AC slated to that one. We're dragging some things down with that. Let's see if we can catch this move back towards VWAP here in the TQs. Small size to start off. If it really starts roaring, no kitty, then we'll add to the short.
That was
here.
great.
Yeah.
Come back to that to like a series of puns there.
Yeah, bang.
Oh, ATXI, you little.
Little
All right, so, and bottom wick. I better have not gone negative. No, this one. This one should not have been one I was going negative on, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, baby. We are going to Adair. She got breaking news.
AMD here at day's lows. It's still having this event. Apparently, they're saying their AI chips now deliver 40% more tokens per dollar compared to NVIDIA's Blackwell. So it really does seem like Dr. Lisa Su, the CEO of AMD, is going after NVIDIA, the company run by her distant cousin, Jensen Huang. This is the second time, at least, that we've seen here where AMD has directly compared its products to NVIDIA. And again, this is just at this one event here. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. All right, so I've only got one trade on at the moment. It's KLTO. It's the one that I've got the most size in. It's above VWAP. It's straddling the volume-weighted average price. Let's see if we can continue up. Let's see if we can get some, we can do some damage control to the P&L today because we are negatory on the day today as a result of some of these trades. The ones that really got me in trouble was HUSA. That got me into some trouble, as well as RCAT. Those are the two ones that I'm negative on. And those are single-handedly the reason I am negative on the day. I did well on SGMT. Get it, Adara. Did well on USAR. We'll continue to watch this. Here we go. KLTO is moving here. So here we go. We're taking out levels. There's 20. There's 22. Okay, so now we're nicely in the money. Can we continue to squeeze? We're above the 10 and the 20 now. So we're taking out these levels. Keep an eye on the level 2 and the larger size, like the ones that are they being added to or are they being subtracted from? Look at that 119, 119. Are you adding to it or are you subtracting from it? Now we're really taking out some of the size there. Does it come back on though? So we reject for the moment 22s. Oh boy.
Yeah. I think we're gonna.
All right.
We're gonna work on. We're gonna
have to stick that one in there.
We're gonna work on it.
So keep an eye out on this one. We got some good size out there on KLTO. Still holding a bunch. This one can really end up changing the day if it really gets into that at least 240, 250, can really change my day around. We've got substantial amount of size on this one. Let's see if we can start rocketing back up. Here comes 21s again. We're up 52%. This one has been a VWAP breacher though. So if you put your stops at VWAP, they haven't been the best areas to put your stop on. Here, let me make my point. So even when we did close above the volume-weighted average price during the more liquid time of the day, say 10:15, all the way up to 11:15, the breaches of VWAP were on a wick basis, but you can see all the closing prints end up north of the volume-weighted average price. But there's no way to really, at least not on my system, to set a stop based on a closing print rather than a wick. Maybe there are certain platforms that do that, but mine certainly does not. So yeah, if you've been placing your stops really at or a little bit close to the volume-weighted average price, you likely got stopped out at least on that way to 245, making that high of the day. So, you know, I've tried to account for that in my stop placement. Whether that ends up helping me or hurting me is to be seen, because obviously the farther away your stop is from the volume-weighted average price, once it gives it up, that's more money that you're giving back. So we'll keep an eye out on that one, and I'll keep you guys apprised. It's the only trade I've got on now. So I've moved up my stop to the level that I like, and I've put my beak wetters, so to speak. Let's set up some more. Maybe up in here. We'll look to extract profits possibly on the way up as it takes out some of these levels. Let's also set up at 235 as well. We'll set up some there. Good look, not a bad look at all. We'll keep an eye out on that. We'll do the news soon too, since I've only got one more one more trade on. I don't need to manage all of them all at once. How the Qs looking though, brother?
Yeah, the Qs aren't looking too good. Yeah. It looks like we might take an additional leg higher here. So I got to be really patient on. Well, not patient. I just got to be really cautious just in case we don't get it. We get one of those whipsaw moves to the top side, or the volatility really starts to pick up. So yeah, again, we cracked through that 76. I'm out of that trade. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to continuously force it. But then there's some weaknesses displayed. But we are range bound here. So within this 10-cent range, that you can see that the TQs are trading in. So that's why it's better to post sometimes on plays like this in the range. So you catch the top end, and then you can just always play this little bit top end, lower end. I know you're going to go do over the news here momentarily.
Yes, sir.
So let's take a look at the top performing sectors here on the day. That is being led by the tech sector, up about 1 1/10 there. Utilities up about 8/10, and then healthcare sitting in that third place, that show place, up about 5/10, a little bit more than that there. Financials in third last there, guys, down 1/4%. Industrials down 1/4 as well too, and then we have the comm service down 7/10 there, Sharif. So yeah, weak. Google's trading well, but yeah, we got some breaking news here coming from Adara. Let's go TQs, break down towards VWAP.
Get it, Dara.
Oracle, day one earnings play, and also being brought up at this AMD event. Oracle apparently saying they're going to be offering clusters of up to 131,000 of AMD's MI355X chips in its Oracle Cloud. So Oracle, the latest company to announce a pair up with AMD, Meta, and XAI were two of the others I've seen so far. And back to you.
All right, Donald just truthed.
Oh boy.
What do you say?
Yeah, oh, that was really old. Okay, no. That's the 3 hours.
So
We were talking about the farmers and stuff like that. Yeah, man, I had to give Truth Social notification access. I almost give no apps notification because I hate getting inundated with notifications. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, Donald's he's a special character.
Yeah, well,
and he deserves a special rules over here.
Special treatment for sure.
You know what I mean? So we'll keep it. I love this one though. The China deal is great. It's a good one. It's like one line, 4 words, 5 words. Come on, Donald. We can do more than that, baby.
Yeah, he's definitely an interesting character.
Oh, God.
Before we hop into that there, I want to take a look at Bitcoin. That's what I was going to pull up here. Let's go Qs as we start to bleed a little bit here. Oh. So that's working out relatively. Let's go flush. Okay, so nice defense. What happened? Oh, you seen something I didn't? Okay.
How are Dementia Dawn?
Dementia.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Dementia Dawn. That's funny. Halar. Halar doesn't even saying so, but yeah, thank you for chiming in there. OG is Hal. But yeah, there, guys, you can see that we entered this gap here right around 61.30 on IBIT. We're pulling back in right now, but a nice break and hold of it so far. I want to pull actual Bitcoin up to see what we got going on from a daily perspective, because I think that's going to be really important to see and determine, like, hey, are we going to sustain this move, or is this kind of just a fake out? So let's pull up. I don't want bonds. I'm looking at the bonds. I thought isn't the 30 today? 30-year today?
Today is a 30-year. We already had it. It should have been at 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a big nothing burger. The 30-year. Okay, so here we go. Ooh. That is not good. This is not looking good here.
What are we
okay. Bitcoin.
BTC?
Yeah. Potential double top. I did buy another contract right here just to add into my swing position, but I might just hop out of that. My average is significantly better on IBIT here in the swing trade. So let's see what we got going on. If this closes like this, then hopefully what we want to aim for here, I believe, guys, is an open up above this doji candle. If we open up south of that, then I'm going to definitely get out of that contract, still hold on to my shares, but then we might head a little bit lower here. So that looked like a head and shoulder. Shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, but then we kind of threw that pattern out the window. So this is what I'm looking for, a nice indecision print, sit on top of here, and then maybe we can get that break into the all-time high.
All right, man. Good luck. Let's talk a little bit about well, I'm not going to get into the Air India thing because there was always obviously a developing story, and this is all morning stuff that I have, so many things could have developed. We'll leave that one for you guys. Oracle reported yesterday, and what a report it was. Obviously, Oracle's been in the news a lot. They are there with Larry Ellison, meeting with Donald Trump, Masayoshi Son, Sam Altman. We all know the Oval Office back near his at the beginning of his term. And yesterday they reported earnings, and by all reports, really it was very well met. Let's see what Oracle is doing right now, just so that we have some context. Well, Oracle's up 14% on the day. It's at the high, 202.49 high. It's trading at 201 right now. They reported adjusted EPS of 70 penny, beating the street's consensus of 64. Revenue came in at 15.9, again beating expectations of 15.59. So a top and bottom line beat there. Revenue, a healthy increase on the year, 11% year over year bump on the top line revenue number. Net income as well increased nicely. 3.43 billion was their profit. Compare that to last year on the quarter when they printed 3.14. So costs not rising here despite, obviously expanding. The CEO, which is not Larry Ellison, by the way, Safra Katz guided for 70% plus cloud infrastructure growth in full year 2026. That's up from 52% last quarter. So needless to say, they're expecting a good amount of growth there. And hold on, I've got more information for you about that growth. They also expect full year revenue for 2026 to be about $67 billion, maybe a little bit less, ahead again of the street's expectations of basically 65.25 billion. Now, with how they did in their current segments, they got the cloud services and license support. For that segment, they beat expectations, printing $11.7 billion on the quarter. And their cloud and on-premise license revenue also beat expectations, not nearly as big, though, as their cloud service and license support. They printed $2.01 billion. The street was looking for $1.82. This is what I wanted to bring your attention to. So for full year 2025, CapEx, they're guiding about 21 billion, with full year 2026 CapEx expected to increase about 4 billion more, up to 25. And the reason they're doing that was articulated by your boy Larry. He described current cloud demand as insatiable, citing a massive order who he refused to name an unnamed client that maxed out, apparently, Joseph, all of Oracle's available capacity, requiring them obviously to spend more money to get more capacity. So that's not a bad problem to have. And we've seen that as well with CoreWeave from the AI side of things. They also announced that they are getting into the healthcare platform. Get it, Adara. Announced a new AI delivery platform in healthcare with Cleveland Clinic and G42, which we know is that Emirati company from Dubai, G42. And the SoftBank also acquiring Amper, an Oracle-backed chip startup, in a $6.5 billion deal. So not a bad look on any of those fronts.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, let me add a little something there.
Sure.
I think it's really important to note some of this cloud growth that we're seeing there in Oracle, Sharif.
No question, brother.
What did we see in the likes of Microsoft on their earnings report?
We saw Microsoft beat, Azure miss, Google Cloud miss.
Right? AWS, slight miss as well, too.
Did I say it?
No, you said Azure and Google.
Yeah.
So Microsoft beat. Oracle is now raising as well, too. But then we have the two misses. Look what happened. You can pull up my screen here momentarily. Look at Microsoft I'm not saying it's solely due to the cloud beat, but we're seeing some correlation between some strong cloud growth here in the likes of Microsoft and in Oracle. And look what Oracle's doing today.
What is it doing?
It's up 14%, brother. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's talk a little XPeng. Even though XPeng is down decidedly on the day to the tune of almost 5%, 4.89%. Sorry?
Who's coughing like that?
I think the Chilean nightmare.
Yeah, there we go.
But in any event, XPeng, guys, they debuted its all-electric G7 SUV in China, and within 46 minutes, they received over 10,000 orders. I guess maybe that's not that big for a country of 1.3 billion, but it is on display across multiple outlets in China, and it starts at a ridiculously low price of $33,000 US. Obviously, it's not available in the United States, but that would have been the cost converting from yuan, 235,810 yuan. Comes to about 33,000 bucks. It is positioned to compete with the Model 3, apparently, and it marks XPeng's most aggressive push into the mid-range EV segment. I kind of showed you what it looked like in the beginning. Despite that, obviously, there is a price war right now happening in China between these electric vehicle companies. BYD and Tesla started it, I think, back in 23, and it has continued. They're all undercutting each other, much to the chagrin of the Chinese regulator, who's telling them to basically stop the price war, because it ends up being a race to the bottom. And margins get cut, and you have to assume when margins get cut, quality control, becomes a bit of an issue there. So I don't think that's what they want. I heard anecdotally as well, this is all anecdotal, that some of Xpeng's cars were a little sus as well. Some of them blew up in in parking garages with the batteries being unstable. Again, anecdotal. We don't really know exactly because it's a bit hard to get very accurate information from that. Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, no, it's squeezing here, guys. So I'm going to probably get stopped out here momentarily. I mean, this market's strong, and this is what I refer to. If you don't go across the board and look at these Mag 7, look at Microsoft. It's been nothing but micro pullback. There we go. Micro pullbacks throughout the whole day, and now just continuing to climb higher. So whatever dip is being had here is just being bought right back up. Google moving higher, NVDA moving higher. So I'm short the Qs. That is not smart. If it breaks that high, we're out of this trade, guys.
Apple's taking out the high of the day.
There you go. And there you go.
Just told me right now.
There you go. Apple as well, too.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be short.
That could be a good 200 short, though, eh?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Right on, because I breached it typically, but that could be.
Yeah, let's pull it up here. Yeah. We'll take a look at AAPL here momentarily. So there you go. Nice move here in Apple as well. Momentum and volume starting to pick up. If it cracks this 76.05 level, adios muchachos. We don't want any of this smoke here. I'm not going to be going against this market to the short side.
All right, Rhinos 3, I get, what some of the old adages are about some of the Chinese quality control. I see you laughing in the chat. But the truth of the matter is, brother, that China offers you from the highest quality to the most crappy quality. You don't go China anymore for price. You really go to China because they got the technical expertise, because they've been manufacturing for generations, so they know what they're doing. And so I see you laughing about it, but I know that there's always this kind of look by the West that the Chinese are lower in quality. That isn't true anymore, and we're hearing it from some of the biggest names. Elon Musk, who doesn't have a vested interest in basically saying Chinese quality is good, basically said this, that unless something changes with how the West is operating some of their legacy automakers, the future is going to be Tesla and like 20 other Chinese automakers that are going to make up the top 20. And that you don't do that by having bad quality control. So I see your point. I get, a lot of people in the West think that Chinese quality is not good, but that's not the truth. The truth of the matter is you get the spectrum. You get from crap to fantastic. And it's really about what you pay for, which factory you go to, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know the drill. I'm not going to harbor on that anymore. GameStop also reported after the bell yesterday, and despite the fact, or not yesterday, the day prior, but yesterday after the bell, they announced an offering to the tune of $1.75 billion with a 0% convertible senior note due in 2032. One has to wonder, why the hell would I want to buy a senior convertible note if I'm getting 0% interest? Oh, because it's convertible. So the idea here is that somewhere along the line, the price is going to go up and I'm going to be able to convert it into an equity at a gain. We'll have to see if that's accurate or not, and it's a hell of a risk because you're getting no interest while you wait. The company said the proceeds will be used for general corporate purposes, though it recently began, of course, acquiring Bitcoin, and how much they have on their balance sheet is about more than 4,700 Bitcoins. They bought that in Q1, so it hasn't been reflected on their current earnings. But that was really much to the chagrin of Wedbush analyst Michael Patcher, who criticized the move, saying it's hard to justify GameStop's valuation, given that it trades over 2 times its cash value. Patcher also flagged Bitcoin investing as a speculative play with limited recent business successes, aside from obviously trading cards, which we talked about on their earnings report yesterday. He maintained the underperform rating with a 1350 price target. Joseph.
All right, new traders, listen up. First month, free. That's right. We're waiving fees, guys. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades here and now. Guys, ready to elevate your trading? Scan that QR code or check the link in the description.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all. Okay, so this is what I got going on. It's looking like the Qs are going to crack this high here, guys. So once that happens, adios. We've got to give it a little bit of room too, just in case, because we don't want to get right out at the eye. But again, starting really small, and it just doesn't look good when you hold things past where you're supposed to. So yeah, that's what I got going on. IBIT pulling back as well too, but been on a nice tear there. Thinking about grabbing some up here just for today, but then you get a nice about a dollar move there. So Really, really good look there on IBIT. Filling this gap. Oh, no, not quite yet, but I think at some point we will. 61.69 we might head into. Keep an eye out for that gap fill and then a possible rejection of that. NVDA also starting to curl over. So a nice rounded bottom right there, Sharif, as I know you and Obi like to point those out there. So that's a good look there. And guys, can you, I'm sorry to go into your thing there, Sharif, but where's that thing where I can put in those rounded things there?
You know, I don't.
Yeah. I know. There's I know the gang will show me. Can we say that on YouTube or no?
I have no idea. You're gonna have to find out. We get dinged.
The team I meant there. The team. Yeah, I'm just looking for that rounded thing. This is a really lackluster. I'm sorry, guys. We'll get right back into it. But you see what I'm getting at here. Nice rounded bottom move higher there in the NVDA.
All right, let's talk a little bit here about CoreWeave rallying on an Alphabet deal here. So CoreWeave will supply computing capacity to Google's cloud unit, aka Google Cloud, which Alphabet is transferring to OpenAI as part of a new deal. The move aims to support the surging demand, obviously, for AI services like ChatGPT. Google may also provide, though, its own resources to Salmon Company at OpenAI, who obviously compete in large language model world, but not a bad look here for them. CoreWeave holds about an $11.9 billion of contracts with OpenAI to supply compute power over a 5-year period. The regulatory filing last month revealed that OpenAI and Sam Altman could boost total payments by about $4 billion through April of 2029. So not a bad look for CoreWeave, who I'm quite bearish on at the moment. CoreWeave, just to give you an idea, 420% growth in revenue in Q1. That's one side of the equation. What you're not seeing there is increase in costs as well. They ended the quarter with a staggering $25.9 billion in revenue backlog that they couldn't fulfill. So demand for their servers, demand for their CPUs that they didn't have enough capacity to actually highlight, which obviously shows robust future demand if they can get the chips. So that is the look there. Also, we know about the China deal yesterday or in the day before with the U.S. delegation in London meeting with their Chinese counterparts, Donald Trump, essentially saying that the China deal is good and, basically just waiting confirmation from him and President Xi. We're not really going to go into the details of that chime. That's the IPO that's tanking at the moment. Lower lows and lower highs. They see it maybe have found a bit of a bottom here at 38 bucks. Despite that, the IPO was well received, $27 per share, above the expected range, valuing the company at $11.6 billion. They raised about $700 million in new capital with an additional $165 million in secondary shares sold by existing investors. Here's the deal, though. So even though, they were valued at $11.6 billion, this based upon $27 a share. Look at the IPO price. Sorry, not the IPO price. Look at their 2025 valuation in the private market. Now, I realize private market and public market have different valuation metrics, obviously. But 2021, they raised capital at a $25 billion valuation. And now they're raising capital on an IPO for 11.6, so even less than half, which is more than 50%. Their offering is one of the first major fintech IPOs after a multi-year freeze, obviously, but we've seen the likes of eToro, Circle, Klarna, though, has postponed its IPO amid mounting losses. So some green and some not so good. Some of the underwriters for this IPO, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, some of the usual suspects we typically see here, Joseph, that do underwrite these IPOs.
Nice. Thank you for that, as always, Sharif. All right, so the big boys are starting to come in here a little bit. That's a positive sign. Yes, I found the tool on the blockchain. Dang, look at this here. Artist. All right, that's how it's done right there. All right. Oh. Yeah, bang, rounded bottom, coming back in. No more straight lines anymore. We're going to start throwing these things everywhere and see what we can cook up from that. I'm being sarcastic, but yeah, let's go pull back here. We're on the brink of getting stopped out on the Qs. I think one more push to the top side, either in the likes of Google, Apple, Microsoft, and/or NVIDIA is going to stop us out. Amazon hasn't done too much today. This was a name that I wanted to get involved with. I'll tell you that was a while ago when I had a swing trade on it. I think it was somewhere around these neck of the woods or something like that. But yeah, nice gap fill here. Why does it keep doing that? We don't want to see the weekly. Oh, my days. All right. One day.
Can we take over?
Thank you. No, I got it there. We're good. Yeah, I think somewhere around here I took a nice trade on that. Or was that? Yeah, it was August. No, I sold puts there on this one, but I took another little bump somewhere along the lines here and on Amazon. But yeah, anyways, let's get back into what I was referring to. Nice half of the gap fill. You can see that we gapped up large. We fill up half of it, and then we continue that move higher. We'll go to a high of at least 217, but around 197 was most definitely that entry there. About a 70% gap fill, 50 to 70% gap fill to the downside, and then you get that nice bounce in ANZN. I think there's going to be a lot of room for this stock to run, especially once this tariff news cools off. They get things going. AWS is still a beast, even though it just came under expectations. It wasn't much at all. But I'm looking forward to see what they got going on next quarter already. But I'm indefinitely long Amazon, that's for sure.
All right, guys, here's the deal. NVTS, not a bad look. Shout out to K Hodl. So let's have a look at this one. This one was kind of dead on the day. It's got some higher lows, but it had that area, 810, you want to say, was a bit of a troubled area here. The high of the day is technically 830. We're at 815 right now. Could be an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Kind of distorted. Not a bad look. Keep your eye out for that 830 break. If we get that 830 break, this thing could rocket to the high side here. NVTS, not a bad look. I'm also keeping an eye on one that we were trading earlier, not successfully. KNW, it's breaking out, okay? So lost VWAP. I had to get out of this because there were no technical levels below that I could, really hang my hat on. Here's that $5 area, $4.99 local area high. Looks like it's going to take it out. The high of the day is $5.36. So if this is a rounded bottom, it could really squeeze here. And before we go to Adara, I just want to give you guys the short float here on KNW because we were talking about that with our friend Gomez today. And guess what?
What?
29% short float. Not a bad look here. Adara, what's up?
Actually, Sharif, not news. I'm really excited to share a new infographic series I posted on X at TTV Research. I talked to Sharif about this off camera. This is a timeline here of Tesla, using the daily Tesla chart of Trusk, as some people call it, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So yeah, these are all real photos of them embracing and or standing near each other. So let's take a look. Here's basically Elon Musk jumping for joy on stage with Trump at this rally. This is Tesla's move to all-time highs after Elon Musk endorsed the president. Of course, they went on this little Tesla ride together to diffuse some tensions as the stock actually was dropping at the time due to some concerns Trump was spending too much time at Doge. Then we get to, this actually all took place within a week. This is the intense fall of Tesla, its largest one-day market cap drop ever on Thursday, June 5th. As this friendship deteriorated, you can read all about this on in these two infographics. Check it out on X at TTV Research if you're a little bit curious, because we can make everything about the markets. We can make everything about the markets into infographics. Back to you.
Elon danced on stage like that. I didn't know a body could move that way.
I don't think he was dancing because they had all that bulletproof glass around Trump. And tell me, do you think that's coming from one of the smartest individuals? Do you think that's a great idea to jump and bob your head over where there can be a potential sniper on the other side of it?
No, Joseph. It's
I
don't think he thinks this stuff through, bro.
No,
you know what I mean? He's
you know what I mean? That's like dipping your toes in a Shark Tank and just being like, yeah, all right, let's continuously do this. Yeah, why not? Crazy.
It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. We'll take a look here at Marvell. Yeah, 70. You keep. Who said? Someone asked me. Say, yeah, it keeps failing this. But I think at this point right now, this could be the move where you break through. So be patient. What I'm seeing from a pullback standpoint that is relatively healthy. Look at the buying pressure step in, and then look at the pullback volume really start to cool off there. Be patient. You have a nice channel that's being formed right here, guys. And if you break it to the downside, then I think that's going to be a good signal in order for you to get out. Until then, be patient until the channel's broken. I'll say be patient one more time, and then wait for the break of that. But otherwise, if it cracks it to the downside, see you later. But if it goes to the top side, then just continue to hold. And let's pull up the chain to see if we see anything from that specific level. So we'll get a little bit deeper for you, just because I feel like that's going to be a good area. So 70, we'll call it the 70s. All right, we'll pull up next week's just to see what we got going on. All right, so there you go. This is why we look at these things, just to see what we got going on for supply. You see at 70, we have about 19,000. That's significantly larger than anything else that we're seeing. And then also right at 75, another 23,000 on next week's expiration cycle. So keep an eye out on these two strikes. If they get continuously lifted, then that'll give you a good indication that, hey, we're ready to break those specific zones. So just keep an eye out on that stuff for MRVL.
All right. All right, guys, we've weaseled into KNW again.
Go Y-bit, man.
Get it, Joe. You want to cover it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's still going. Yeah, we'll just take a quick look at it. Just from when I mentioned, Sharif, that when we entered this gap here from the daily, this thing hasn't looked back. So if you just bought that gap fill play, wow, and it's now really starting to pick up some steam. Let's go Bitcoin, continuing to move higher. Tesla moving a little bit lower as well too. Q stuck in turmoil. Adara.
So I am not, people are asking here in the chat about the move with Tesla. I am not sure if this is the reason, but it is worth noting. I've been listening right now. Pete Hegseth, who was the Secretary of Defense, in a meeting. He's being grilled on Elon Musk having some visits here. It's viewed as a conflict of interest, not with regards to Tesla, but of course with some of his other interests, including perhaps SpaceX, things that are related to the Defense Department. So keep an eye on TSLA. Not sure if this is why it's dropping, but it is worth noting. Pete Hegseth just got grilled here on the Musk visit as the stock dropped. Back to you.
Yeah, that's all I got going on right now, Sharif. Really, I'm still short the Qs. It didn't break that high. So you guys said diamond hands, Joe, but I'm just following the plan, right? I said if it cracks and holds this high, then we're out. We were just on the brink of getting stopped out, and that's why you have those stops in place, obviously. Right. And then if it were to break, I would have been out of the trade. But it seems like it wants to come back into the lower end of the range, Sharif.
All right, makes sense. Makes sense. Just throwing in a stop here. All right, I'm keeping my eye still on KLTO. It's holding VWAP, but it's just not going, guys. I mean, we tried to break through that 2.25. We had issues with 2.25, right back down into 210. We hold 210. So you kind of just get the feeling that this one just might end up straddling the volume-weighted average price and end up doing nothing. Not this one. KLTO. Excuse me. I went to the wrong screen there. KLTO, we're involved in this one at 93s. It's showing me 90. I'm looking for this one to hold above the 10 exponential. It was a big move up. Got initially here, added a couple of times, scalped, and then added substantially as it came back down into that prior bar low right at 90. So we'll see if this ends up holding and moving back up. I've layered my orders a little bit below 5. Let's go ahead and wait north of 5 in case this one really gets going over here. So KNW, KTLO, two names that we've got on. There we go, spiking up, taking out all my orders on the way. Not a bad look. Still hasn't printed the ones above 5, but let's go ahead and wait even higher than 5 now. We're going to wait at 5.10 as well. So let's see now, do we get resistance at $5? I want to see what happens here, because obviously $5 is a psychological area of resistance as well as support. So we'll keep an eye out on that. 502 now showing up on the level on the ask side. 50. Okay, so it's just taking out all my orders, all of them. All right, finally we're making some money back, and we got shares on this one as well. So let's take out some more here. Okay, let's keep looking over here. Get it? All right, so we're going to take out more as this one comes right back up. Still negative on the day, but looking to do a little bit more recovery here. So we're going to wait now at 15s. Let me just see how many shares I have, so I don't want to take out too much too quickly. 15s, then we're going to wait at 20s. We're going to wait at 25s. The high of the day, just to give you an idea here on KNW, is 36. So we'll wait at 25s, and then we'll also wait at 30s. So we'll wait at 5.30 as well. We'll see if this one wants to spike up. It can barely clear 5, so maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here talking about 5.30. We're going to give this one a try nonetheless. Back to KLTO, still zigging and zagging, showing me higher lows, but unable to take out that $0.25. You can see that red line there on your chart south of that $0.25. It's because it hasn't been able to print that level. So that is a bit of an issue here on KLTO. VWAP. Hold or not, it's still up 50% on the day, but doesn't look like the market's participating in this long move at the moment. So without the market, I'm unable to move the stock, obviously. So we'll have to see whether or not the other buyers want to step in here, Joseph.
What's up, Frosty? Stay frosty, all right?
Hey, Frosty, what's up, baby?
Stay frosty.
I like
that's for
that.
sure. Are you, okay, so $2 super chat. Let's start there. From Patrick Jam. Are you sure you bought one day to expiry on the SPY calls? Don't forget it's paper. And I think Sharif might have gave us the 0 DTE, not the 1 DTE, but that's okay. We're not going to cry homer about that. And guys, please, I thank you for the $2 super chat, but do not mirror trade or copy trade us whatsoever. Oh boy. Yeah, there's no longevity in that one. What's the saying? How's the saying go? Give a man a fish, feed him a day.
Exactly.
Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime.
There you go.
So you're gonna have to go through those things. So just make sure you're not mirror
It's so
trading
true, and like that's why a lot of people don't use these alert services. And besides, you know, like you see what we're doing here. Unless it's a sustained move all day, we're talking about seconds make the difference. Obviously,
Yeah, big time.
Not when you're swing
Big
trading.
time,
Swing
yeah.
trading is an entirely different.
Even
beast,
so,
right?
precision is key. I think across the board in a lot of trading.
No
but
question.
yeah. But yeah, and someone was asking about if we swing. No, if we refer to a swing trade, it's our personal accounts too, there, guys. So I display them. So if you guys ask for some of them, I was displaying on some of the trades. I can still post up some. I have screenshots, so I can put more of my swing trades on there. We got some CrowdStrike. I'm happy that I got Salesforce. I'm happy that I got out of Salesforce. Really well executed on my front. I won't complain, and nor will I will deny that, but you got to give yourself credit sometimes. But yeah, this is where I was in off of this hammer candle, guys, and then I closed this position, at 270, and I was long at around 262. So that was a really nice move there on CRM. That was just straight shares, no contracts on that trade there. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Let's see if we can continue this breakdown here in the Qs. Slowly constructing lower highs.
Oh boy.
Double top-ish type price action. What do you got there? What is it? What did he say?
God.
What did he say?
Oh my
Who
God.
said
Trump.
it?
2 minutes ago. For $5 million, the Trump card is coming. More than 15,000 have signed up and joined the waiting list since we opened the site last night. That's $75 billion to help balance our budget and strengthen America. I don't know what he's talking about. The opportunity to live in the greatest country, the United States of America, with the largest economy in the world, is here. Oh, okay, that gold card he was talking about. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The waiting list is now open. To sign up, go to trumpcard.gov. I'm assuming he's talking about that gold card that he was talking. Yeah, he's been talking about that for a while.
For a cool $5 schmilli, you can.
Well, think about it, bro. If you're the thing is though, do you have like these Russian oligarchs wanting to buy? Like, is there going to be a vetting?
There obviously has to be
process,
some
right? There has to be
some
vetting process here.
Other than the $5 million, then you obviously got to go down a checklist, not just.
5 million is already the move here.
Yeah, so.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see, guys, exactly what ends up happening with that. But you know, not a bad move if they're able to bring in, you know, people who spend money, invest money in the country.
That's what you want. That's
right?
What you want, right?
We're going to employ people.
Yeah, exactly.
But you want to be selective about.
You want to be a contributor to society. Sure, you don't want to do the opposite and be
normal special. Wasn't there that same program for 1 million before? I remember he had something like that. I don't know if it was the exact same thing.
Wasn't it like that here a long time ago? You used to have $1 million to get
my
in?
understanding is you could in the States there was this EB5. You could fact check me, chat. You guys probably know the coding better, but like if you invested $1 million in the high density areas or $500,000 in lower density areas, they gave you that green card. You could stay in the country, and then you could also apply for citizenship.
After X
yeah,
amount of years
exactly.
or something.
And so that was the move.
So I thought they had something like that in Canada. You need to have $1 million. Back in the day, you needed $1 million cash to get in.
Oh, it depended.
Obviously.
A friend of mine, her mom was a paralegal, and she did a lot of this. So they used to bring people from Iran. A lot of the wealthier people that didn't really like the politics over there wanted to come over here with their money. And if you spent, I think Quebec was less. It was like 150,000, but Ontario was, I believe, $500,000.
Oh, okay.
And that was back in 07, though. That was a really long time ago, so I'm assuming the numbers have changed since then. But yeah, they did have something like that. To answer your question, absolutely, yeah.
Pick them up.
Pick them up. All right, so Big Spal. So open borders for the rich. Well, Big Spal, it's not me making it up, bro. I'm just reading what he said. Chully, $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much, my man. Is it best to exit Tesla at these price levels to cut loss? I have APME contracts expiring next Friday. That has lost half its value.
I don't even know what APME is.
I don't know what it is either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't really answer that.
yeah.
But Joey Options, he's the guy you want to talk to there. But
that have lost half its value. They expire next Friday. Yeah, again, guys, this is why it's just really key to understand when you're trading options what you're dealing with, especially when it comes to theta. If you're already lost half the value come next week, the chances of it going to your strike price are obviously really, really slim. But if anybody knows what APME means, maybe
he meant some.
Ample. Okay, he has a bunch of them. Ample. Okay, a lot of.
No, he wrote some.
Oh, did he?
He wrote it right there.
Oh, okay. So he says, I have some contracts expiring next Friday. Okay, yeah. So again, if they expire next Friday, I don't know about your strike prices, guys. When you give us details, we need a little bit more detail, like strike price, et cetera, and then we can go more based off of that. But if you already lost half the value of those contracts, Katina, Man, and I went over some contracts yesterday that he was asking about, the 360s, and they were trading around $2.80, but they also had a high of around $6 on the day. Oh, that's what I forgot.
What?
Wow. Okay. Why didn't I do this? I need you to show me something on here because each expiration cycle and each strike price has a chart that is like an equity chart, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know how to pull it up on this dang thing.
Okay,
so,
but you can just pull it up
I want to
directly.
start doing that.
Let me show you.
Yeah.
So what are we talking? Let's load up the options. Let's bring in options over here. And then we can load up a chart for it, right?
Yeah, let's go to the one that we selected
let's just
today.
Like the one we did right now.
Yeah,
so we can go like that, hit chart like this. And there you go. You're
lying to me.
There you go.
Wow.
It's super easy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's and there's other ways to do it as well. But, by the way, yeah, I know because you're looking for that specific contract, right?
Let's go. This is game changing.
You're killing me.
This is fantastic. Keep sending those contracts your way. We're gonna pull them up here. And I thought of this yesterday. And I'm like, why haven't I been doing this? Oh my days. This is groundbreaking stuff. There you go. This is Marvell. I absolutely love this, and this is a contract, so we can go through these contracts more in depth. I'm like, how silly have I been? Just showing you guys the chain movement. We can actually pull up the chart of the value of these contracts. Okay, fantastic stuff. Thank you for that one. Unfortunately for your Tesla, there's not much I can tell you on that one. What is it called? Throw something in a prayer or something, a helmet, a hope in a prayer, and hope that you can get back into that, or just accept the fact that those may expire worthless, or cut off those losses. Write down a game plan. Multiple scenarios, and then go with the best one that suits you. If you believe that you should cut the loss, I believe there's always going to be another opportunity to get involved. So I'll never tell you not to feel if you need to cut those losses, do so, but also look for other opportunities to get back involved. Because
all right, guys. I saw the Katina Man's getting ready. Obi's back at his desk. It is almost time for us to send you back to the big kahunas. But just to give you an idea, the overall market today, positive. You got the NQ, the ES, they're all positive. The Russell is the only major average that's down on the day. But when you have a look at the Mag 7, it's kind of, you're kind of surprised by that because there's only three Mag 7 names that are positive, essentially two, because Apple's flat. Let's just call a spade. It's up 0.09. It's Softy that's up 1.43. NVIDIA up 1.16. All the other Mag 7 names, and I don't include, obviously, Netflix and Uber as Mags, but I include them with big tech. They're both negative on the day. Well, actually, Netflix is now flat. So it's been an interesting day, to say the least, with a lot of news headlines. Donald Trump at his signing ceremony. Scott Bessent giving, obviously, testimony up on the Hill. Very interesting. Make sure you're hanging out with us in the close, because there's likely be more catalysts coming here as the news develops. Again, guys, big day today on the markets. We had an IPO that was not really well received over here. We can show them quickly here, Assassino, the price action. I ended up taking the trade. Not a bad look. We took a buck on it, but definitely not a positive day for me. We're still in negative territory right now. Making it back a little bit, though, here on my friend KLTO. So we're in the money nicely here, and it just keeps finding resistance at that $0.25, guys. So Without further ado, we made up a minute of that.
Yeah, we got a minute. No, but guys, no, I wasn't. I've used it. So on Client Portal is where I do most of my executions. That's where I know how to use it. On my other platform, I didn't know how to pull up the actual chart. But no, very, very rarely. No, definitely not blind trading or anything like that. I use it on Client Portal, and I just look at the chart. It's obviously heavily correlated. But yeah, I mean, there we go. We got a minute 30. We're just cutting into the overtime. Are we good to go there?
I think the boys are ready.
They're ready to rock and roll. Let's go, gents.
All right, I'll see everybody at the green screen.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we're having
chiming in.
Yeah, we're having some good times. Yeah, we had a bad experience on Chime. I went to the gym, left an order in. I didn't think we'd have it, and then came back and had a $3 loss on that. So